Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boys? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. And welcome to a very special Sunday night edition. Usually I do a Sunday morning. Usually lately, I've been rolling with my man AOH on his channel on Sunday. You guys know that my man, the Real Siberius. Shout out to the Real Siberius. My man Speem. Once again, shout out to Speem. I was catching some of their live just a little while ago. I was watching some of the beginning of it, so shout out to them and the work they continue to do. But I've decided to come with a Sunday night edition tonight because, again, I got some stuff that I got to say, man. There's some, we going to talk some trash tonight. I might even start cursing tonight. I don't even know. But I got some things I definitely I got to say. So I wanted to do a Sunday night live, like I said, man. So, again, man, you guys know the deal on this channel, man. You guys know what it's about, man. And you know what it's been about. Setting the record straight, stopping the lies and stopping the narratives, man. That's what it's been about. That's what it's always going to be about in this damn channel, man. Please, man. You guys know the deal, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember these videos, these lives, for educational purposes. Been educating fools out here for 4 years plus. Word. And let's roll. Once again, man, shout out to all you guys, man. And again, we on what's a Sunday night, a special Sunday night. I don't know if I've ever done a Sunday night live. I may have, I don't know. But damn it, like I said, we about to roll tonight. We definitely rolling tonight because I told you I got some stuff I want to say because I don't know who people think people think they know me up in here. People really think they know me up and through here. Fools better check themselves. Yo, you better check yourself, fool. And you know they know. You know I'm talking about. Fools don't got it twisted out here on social media, on the internet. I've been keeping it about basketball. I've been keeping it about sports. It's Sports and Fitness Rants. That's what my channel title is. That's what I do. Fools think they know me out here. The hell you do. And you better find out tonight. We about to lay it down. We about to set the record straight again. So again, shout out to all you guys that continue to come through, man. Like I said, it means a lot for real. Like I said, I'm a little agitated right now. I shouldn't even be agitated. Just came from my son's birthday party. But nah, people want to try to cross the line out here. All right. Once again, shout out to my man Gino Panzini for coming through, to Jesse Glad Saget. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys, man, to see the same people coming through and supporting me. Chase, what's up, man? 1738. Always, man. You know what I do, man. Man, please. Man, y'all can't touch me out here. Yo, I'm one of the real, man, listen, we about to get into it, man. Crazy, man. It's crazy. Shout out to Sleepy Audi. Appreciate you coming through. Ivan 1294. Again, what's up? Troy Black. Yeah, man, shout out to you guys, man. I saw some of you guys shout me out in the chat in the live earlier. You guys know I had my son's birthday party today, so I told you guys on the Wednesday live that I wasn't going to be there on Sunday with AOH. I told you actually on Friday, on Friday, I think I told you guys I wasn't going to be there on Sunday when I did my Friday live. So again, man, shout out to AOH and his stuff, everybody over there, the Real Siberius and Speem in the show today. And I appreciate you guys shouting me out. Lynetta, what up? Anthony Sanchez. I appreciate you, man. As always, Lulo, I appreciate you coming through. Those, yeah, they like the New York City roaches. That's what they like. I told you, man, you got to put the raid out there. I remember when I was a kid growing up in the city, my mother used to take me and my brothers. Like sometimes she would just take us out the house because, we had to fumigate, the apartment. We put all the plastic all over the apartment. I don't know if any of you guys, remember this kind of stuff, but we put the plastic out there. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom would take us out and we'd come back. And there would be like a bunch of like dead roaches, out on like the plastic. So we used to go out there and like pick up the dead roaches and like, you know what I'm saying? But that was just part of living in the city is, the roaches. And that's the whole point there. When you talk about the New York City cockroaches, like you can't get rid of them. They gonna beat it forever. They gonna beat it longer than us, man. They've been around for, millions of years, the roaches, man. You can't get rid of them. That's LeBron James fan. Shout out to Laney Music. With all due disrespect. Yeah, I mean it with all due disrespect. People trying to out here try to clown me. You don't lost your minds and you don't know me up and through here. Like my man Mark Lawrence would say. Shout out to Pink Lady Scorpio. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. I hope you guys are having a good weekend or had a good weekend, man, and it continues to go good. Shout out to Michael Knight again. Yo, happy birthday to Sports and Fitness Ranch Jr. Yeah, once again, I appreciate you guys, man. Just like I said, I just came from my son's birthday party. It was a major success, man. It was raining this morning. I told you it was a pool party at my parents' house, man. And we know the weather is obviously something you need to go right for a pool party. And it was raining this morning hard, man. And me and my wife looked at each other, was like, damn, we ain't had no rain date. and thank God, like I said, man, it rained in the morning, and like I said, by the time it was time for the party, it was really nice. Ended up being a really nice day. The weather worked out. So again, shout out to all you guys. I appreciate it. Socks R2B, what up? Troy Black, thank you for always being here. Carl Hahn, I saw you shouting me out in the live early on these guys. Mr. T-Mac, shout out to you. Ghetto C the General, you know the deal. We about to do it. Players, yeah, I'm gonna mention Players Choice too. Live and Lift. Shout out to you for mentioning them because they be doing some weird stuff over there, man. Yeah, what's up, man? Shout out to Motto 3623. Terrence Potts, thank you as always. Sir Smooth, look at this. Why do you talk about LeBron every single day? You don't even know what I'm about to talk about. You don't even know what I'm about to talk about. So why don't you just sit back, shut up, and get educated? Because you have no clue what I'm about to talk about. You saw the title. The fan channels. You see what it says? Fan channels. That's what we're talking about. I'm not even talking about anything right now. So just sit down, shut up, and get educated here. And listen to what I'm saying. We about to set the record straight. Once again, shout out to my man Chris Theophilus. Shout out to you for coming through. If I mess up your name, forgive me. As always, you guys know I'm not too good sometimes pronouncing the names. Jordan versus Brown about to get cooked. Yeah, we about to cook this fool. Because I don't know who the hell that NBA Sports News think he is. For some reason, he think he know me. If he know me, then he need to come over here and come check me because I don't know who he think he is, man. Because for real, this dude think he really know me out here. Once again, people on the internet getting it twisted. Dylan Priestley, shout out to you for coming through. That's right. We all sick of these LeBron James weirdos. And I'm telling you, some of these guys try to disguise themselves. They fake Michael Jordan supporters, and in turn, they're fake supporters of true basketball. They're not true basketball fans. I'm telling you guys right now, man. Shout out to Hayden Phoenix. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I saw you guys shouting me out in the chat in the live early, and I wasn't there. Like I said, I wish I could have been there. Because some of the clips that they started that live off with were fantastic. Some of the Vince Carter dunks and the Jason Williams crossover. You know, you guys were talking about that and the carries, and if it wasn't a carry, the Amari Stoudemire talk. I thought some of that was interesting. I saw some people or Speem thinking that maybe he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that's, listen, if Sean Kemp's not in the Hall of Fame, and Hunter, we all know him. Once again, shout out to Amari Stoudemire. Congratulations to him for getting in the Hall of Fame. He recently just got in. He's in the newest class, if I'm not mistaken. But Sean Kemp's still not in the Hall of Fame. So again, if Amari Stoudemire's in the Hall of Fame, I mean, to me, Amari Stoudemire is like a version of Sean Kemp. So again, what does Amari Stoudemire have over Sean Kemp? That he qualified for the Hall of Fame, but somehow Sean Kemp doesn't. And I don't know if, like I said, if it has anything to do with, Sean Kemp's later career, issues, and stuff like that. And, maybe, the way his career ended. I don't know. But Sean Kemp, like I said, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. Sean Kemp he's a Hall of Fame basketball player, man. Like I said, he was one of the great players, in my opinion, of the 90s era, Sean Kemp. He was one of them dudes. And you talk about the electricity of him. And that's what a lot of you guys talking about with the Amari Stoudemire stuff. I think they were very similar players. Again, man, so like I said, man, I appreciate you guys coming through. Shout out to John Freeman, USMC, Creatine. Yeah, I feel, listen, as of right now, like I said, I'm 45. I'll be 46 this year in October. I haven't really taken creatine in a long time, in some years now. I told you guys, man, I used to go to the gym hardcore, man. Like I said, I haven't been to the gym since about COVID time, man. I told you guys, man, I was a CrossFit trainer. I was me and my friend had, like, the guy brought me in. Like, he brought me as my mentor. He had his own business, man. He brought me in as a partner, man. You know what I'm saying? And we were doing our thing there. This guy, I was training with this guy every day, man. Like I said, he was my mentor, man. This guy taught me so much stuff. Like I said, took me under his wing, brought me to his business with him, and COVID came and shut everything down for this man. You know what I'm saying? It was devastation. This man lost his whole business during COVID. This guy, man, like I said, I was doing the CrossFit stuff hardcore, man. And, the things that I was doing, the way I was training for these competitions that I was doing back in them days. Like I said, I was training hardcore, for this stuff. But I haven't done like creatine. There's nothing wrong with creatine. If you take creatine, that's fantastic because creatine is one of the most tested things out there. I remember people taking and talking about creatine when I was in high school. And like it talking about, oh man, creatine, man. And I remember some of the kids talking about that when I was in high school. I remember EAS was one of the brands that had creatine, one of the early brands that had creatine back in the day. So again, shout out to all you guys again. Shout out to USMC for asking about creatine. But yeah, I haven't taken it in a while. But yeah, I have no problem, nothing against creatine, man. If you take creatine, I would recommend creatine. Sometimes parents ask me about their children, in high school, training for other sports, taking creatine, and I have no problem with something like creatine. Like, some of this stuff, like I said, you have to. It's like I tell you guys with the fitness and nutrition, the healthy nutrition and stuff, right? Like sometimes you have to read labels and you have to pay attention to things. Because not only when it comes to these supplements, you have to look about, what's in there for like your danger of your health, but also are you getting gypped? Are you getting cheated? You know what I'm saying? Are you getting ripped off? Are you actually getting anything in there? Are those products actually doing anything for you? Are you actually getting the benefit that it's telling you you're going to get? So that was one of the things that, was always tough to navigate when you talk about, taking certain things, right? Like supplements and certain kinds of things that you want to put inside your body. Is you have to look and do research on a lot of this stuff, man. Like I said, are you actually getting what they tell you you're getting in these products? I talk about a lot of these quote-unquote energy drinks on my channel, right? And, the thing about the energy drinks that I'm always telling people about is that these energy drinks are not going to give you energy. You're not going to get energy from this stuff. You're not getting real, sustainable energy. It's not real energy. So anything that you feel that you get from it, it's not going to be real. It's not going to be anything like I said. It's going to be sustainable. Right? That kind of energy. The only way you're going to have energy, right? The only way you're going to get energy is to do things, right? The more active you are, the more active you're going to be, right? The lazier you are, the lazier you're going to be. So the more you sit around, the more you're going to want to sit around. It's the same thing with eating, right? Things like soda. I talk about soda on my channel. The thing with soda is that it's so good, it makes you want to just keep drinking more, right? The sugar, it makes you just want to drink more of it. So when you drink soda, you just keep wanting more soda. You're just downing it. That's why they give you free refills, right? They give you free refills on this stuff, and then you just keep drinking it. That's how this sugar stuff works. So again, I've told people it's not about perfection, about, you can't never drink soda ever again in your life, right? I mean, if you never did, that's great, but you don't have to never drink soda again. But again, you should not be drinking it regularly. It should not be something you're consuming on a regular basis, man. It should be something that you have, like, it's like a special occasion. I'm drinking soda or something like that, right? It shouldn't be something don't buy it. I tell people all the time, don't buy it. I told you when I was a kid growing up, my mom didn't buy soda. I remember we would go to a birthday party or something, right? And someone would have soda. You're like, oh my God. And you drink soda and it would burn you, right? You drink the soda. God damn. It's like drinking alcohol. You drink the soda because you don't drink soda. Like the carbonation burn you up and you're like, God damn. You go and drink that much of it because it burns the hell out of you every time you drink it because you're not used to it. So when you think about those kinds of things, that's really what it comes down to. So once again, shout out to you guys on a Sunday night, man. Again, I appreciate you guys coming through, spend some time with me. There's some things I got to say. All right, there's some things we got to say here. I think people got it twisted on here. They don't got it twisted. For real. Now, I know some of you guys, again, I appreciate you guys coming through, man, for real. I know some of you guys have maybe have hit me up. Some of you guys have hit me up about this dude, NBA Sports News, and other channels that have maybe made videos about me, or they continue to make content about me, reacting to my video, whatever it is that they're doing on their channel. Some people react to things that I've said about them. So, we've had this back and forth. Guys like Legends of Winning, we've done a back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Me and Carcino for Life. We've done a back and forth on here. I've gone back and forth with Gilbert Arenas on YouTube on here. I've gone back and forth with several people on this platform. And make no mistakes about it. That's why I'm here. And that's why I've been here. That's what I've been doing since I've been on here. I've been representing since I've been on since day one. I've been real as hell. So once again, I'm one of the realest people on here. Real as hell. I'm realer than this computer screen. I'm realer than the voices that the sound you hear. I'm realer than that. On the camera since day one. Giving you me. You know my name. You know what I do. I told you where I work. People know what I do for a living. I ain't got nothing to hide from people. So I don't worry about people, man. I ain't worried about nothing. What am I worried about out here? I'm keeping the facts. So again, people be out here talking to me, saying some things on their platform. This dude made a video, and again, I'm not listening to this crap because his content is trash. And I try to support this dude. I try to be one of them dudes to come out here and support some of these people and help them out because once again, I started from the bottom on here, and I'm still on the bottom. I'm in the underground. I'm in the YouTube streets out here keeping it real. I ain't out here trying to blow up. I ain't out here trying to go, you know what I'm saying, go mainstream. That's not what it's about. Sports and fitness rants, baby. All right? I've been keeping it real out here. I've been keeping it too real. And I've been keeping it so real that people really starting to think that they know me like that. So they want to talking crazy. This dude labeled his video, called me an MJ butt licker. This dude put across his thumbnail, I'm the police. Hold up. I'm the police. Oh, my goodness gracious, man. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. I am the quote-unquote police. I don't understand who this guy thinks I am. I don't know where he thinks we are. And I don't understand the angle that he's coming with here. So again, like I said, this fool thinks he knows me because I've mentioned that I used to be a correction officer for many years. I've also mentioned that I was in the U.S. Navy. I served time in the Navy. I've talked about that before. I've talked about my high school and the sports I played in high school. I talked about how I went to SUNY Morrisville and I played junior college football. I've talked about all of this stuff. And you know the one thing that I've been doing? Been keeping the facts. I've been keeping consistency. That's what I've been doing on this channel. Other people can't say that. I've been on camera since day one. Other people can't say that. So again, ain't no one doing what I'm doing the way that I'm doing it. People be like, oh man, you sound like DMX. Yeah, I'm like DMX. DMX is too real for some people. DMX ain't for everybody. Some people don't understand DMX, man. They don't get the message. They don't hear it, man. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with me. My channel's not for everybody. Yeah, I'm rubbing people the wrong way. People don't like my voice. I saw somebody in the chat on the live earlier say that they felt it was a pleasure, right? Because I wasn't there. And the funny thing is, it's like, I get it, right? I'm loud, I'm in your face, I'm aggressive, man. I got no chill, man. I'm out here just saying it. I'm telling it like it is. People don't want to hear this stuff. They don't want to hear it the way that I'm giving it, all right? People, like I said, I'm abrasive, I'm rude. Whatever it is you feel about me and how my delivery is, how I'm coming across out here, I get it. My channel's not for everybody, and I don't give a goddamn. Not a damn. But for people to come out here and try to act like they know me and call me the police, like we 15 years old or something, we 17, 20 years old, I'm on the block hanging out with my boys. What do you think, I'm coming arresting people? What does this even mean? This dude is the police. The police. I mean, this is some weird stuff out here. I told you, these people are weirdos. When I tell you these people are weirdos, this is stuff I'm talking about. This dude over there on NBA Sports News, dude, you're a weirdo, man. I don't know what kind of title that is. MJ Butt Licker. Come on, man. MJ Butt Licker. Anyone that calls me an MJ Butt Licker, you a LeBron James fan. You a LeBron James fan. But I'm going to tell you what the genesis of this all was. And I'm going to tell you why I decided to say something to that dude first. And I guess it got him upset. He took it personal, made a video about me. I think it was like an hour-long video this freaking clown made. And some of you guys hit me up, sent me the link to the video. And I listened to the first, I think it was like maybe the first 3 minutes. And I was like, this is insane stuff, man. Maybe it was 5 minutes I listened to. I don't even know. This guy don't talk about nothing. All right, guys? And like I said, I tried to lend out, you know what I'm saying, like an olive branch to a dude like this. You know what I'm saying? Try to, you know, reach down. You know what I'm saying? To pull people up with you as you trying to come up. I'm trying to bring people up with me because I said I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it raw because I'm down here battling. I'm in for scraps. You got clowns like Scap Attack out here and all these platforms, all out here getting all these subscribers, everyone, all these clown channels getting all these views, all these fools, FYF, all these subscribers, man. They're like, how? Off what? Trying to help this dude out. So what initially happened, I saw what I noticed from this guy, and it's been rubbing me the wrong way for a while. But like I said, man, I'm keeping it moving. I ain't worried about this dude, man. He said dude is nothing, man. He don't even talk about basketball. His whole channel is conspiracy theories. All right, you want to go down that road? Fine. Go down the road of conspiracy theories. Bring me some evidence. Put something up on the screen, fool. You ain't got nothing, man. So his whole platform is conspiracy theories and woulda, coulda, shouldas, what ifs, and all this other crap that you can't prove, that you feel and think about. That's great, man. Knock yourself out with that. But you ain't got nothing on me as far as what I've been breaking down about the game and what I've been doing about holding the standard, setting the record straight, stopping the lies. That's the one thing this fool can't deny. So he can come out here and think he knows me because I used to work at a jail and somehow I'm the police now. Like, what does that even mean, man? I'm still so confused by this stuff. I don't even know what to say to this. You made the thumbnail of your video. This guy is the police of what? Of YouTube? I'm coming out trying to arrest people for lying? Okay, because yes, that's what I've been doing. I've been setting the record straight. I've been handcuffing fools with the truth. That's what I've been doing, man. So in that regard, yes, you're right. I'm out here handcuffing fools with the facts. I'm setting the record straight, man. I'm the judge, jury, and executioner, fool. And I've been doing it for a minute. What? Listen, no, y'all should have a lot. No, a live conversation. There's no need for no. Like I told you, I've been trying to help this fool out. And again, this ain't about whose channel's better or my channel. Listen, man, what I do on here, he can't touch me. I've been telling you fools. Are you kidding me? Live conversation, man. The hell out of here. Dude ain't on my level, man. Been spitting the facts. Calling me the police. Yeah, I'm the police, man. You got me. Oh my God. He didn't act like I'm some undercover cop now, and he just outed me out, man. Oh my God, man. I can't believe it. He let everybody know. Dude, I've been telling everybody what I do. I'm so real. You can't out someone who's been out. I give everything out there. That's why you think you know me, fool. You don't know me out here. What you do know is I got the facts. That's what we know. I got the facts. So hell, like I said, and I'll tell you how it started, how it's going down, how it's gonna go. I swear, man, I'm so tired of these weirdos out here. Like I said, just talking crazy. All right? So again, let me tell you what happened. Let me try to explain some of you guys, because I'm confused as much as some of you are. But at the same time, like I said, don't think you know me on here, man. Don't be talking about the police and this dude. What? Because he's talking about the stories I tell on here about people. Yeah, man, you know what this. What are you saying, man? The hell are you saying? You're a freaking weirdo. I told you I don't want to curse out here. Better check yourself. So, I know for a while, he does a lot of posting with the conspiracy theory stuff. Okay, that stuff to me is weird because I don't have a problem with people with the conspiracy stuff if it's part of what you do. You talk about this in certain angles. This dude's main platform is the weird conspiracies. And the way that he comes at it is that we are the fools, the other content creators. He talks about me on there. He talks about all of us, but he does it indirectly. So he'll say, oh yeah, these YouTube guys, they're all fooled. They're all talking, react to the same thing. And he acts as if he's above us. He acts as if, like I said, he has somehow the moral high ground here. It's really weird to me, but that's how he comes across. All these posts he makes. It's like that LeBron James passive aggressive stuff. He won't really mention you directly, but he always talks about, oh, these YouTubers. Who do you think he's talking about? He's talking about me, the Two Raws, the Dreamers Pro. He talks about Dreamers Pro all the time. He got some problem with Dreamers Pro. He's always talking about Dreamers Pro. He's always worried about Dreamers Pro and what they're talking about. It gets really weird. He ain't mad that they're lying. He ain't mad about what he's saying. He's mad about what they're talking about. he has a problem with people talking about it. To me, it's really weird. So if you have a problem with people saying, okay, why do you have a problem with people talking about? So he's been doing this a lot, but never really mentioning anybody. And the other week, he mentioned Jim from Self-Research NBA Facts. Shout out to Jim from Self-Research NBA Facts. So again, he mentioned Jim directly by his name. And what he said was that Jim's channel, and he was, kind of clowning Jim and saying that Jim was repeating his videos over and over because he has nothing to talk about, and that he's trying to game the system by putting his videos out first thing in the morning. That's what he was saying. And to me, that was corny, it was cheesy, it was lame. And again, the dude's a weirdo. Shout out to my man Kevin Luke. I appreciate you coming through. So to me, that kind of set me off. I didn't like that at all. Because I got a lot of respect for what Jim is doing over there on the channel. And the research that Jim puts out. Let me explain something to someone like this guy, NBA Sports News, and something when he talks about something like that, and what Jim is repeating videos, or he's saying that Jim is repeating a video. And there's something else that he said too also. But there's something that he needs to understand, and a lot of people need to understand. If someone titles a video similarly to another video that they've done, I'm talking about a content creator, if they somehow maybe make it seems as if the video is going to be about the same topic, doesn't mean the video is the same. Someone like Jim, because I've watched most of Jim's videos, because if you guys remember, Jim started out in the chat in our live show some time back. And I was the main guy, not saying that I'm the only guy, but I was one of the main guys pushing him to start his own channel. So again, I got a lot of respect for what he does. So when you watch Jim's videos, even if you think it's the same video, it's a different video. He brings up a completely different angle in the video on the same topic. He shows you a completely different bunch in screenshots of stats, right, that he didn't show you before in the other video. So that's how a lot of times this stuff works. I've done a lot of videos on here. Some of them might be similar. Maybe the title sounds similar, but the videos are completely different. I'm saying something different. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you can't just look at the title of a video and say, oh, this guy's repeating videos. And that's what he was accusing Jim of. And I wasn't going to hear none of that stuff. So initially, I was going to respond on that and say, yo, this is weak, all right? Because Jim puts good work out. He does the research that people don't do. He lets you know about things that people don't really know about. Like, for example, I was into a video of Jim the other day. And again, shout out to Self-Research NBA Facts. And he was talking about Michael Jordan in the first, 10 games and his NBA Finals career. And he was talking about Michael Jordan his first 20 games in the NBA Finals career. And he mentioned about how many assists Michael Jordan had in the first 10 games of his NBA Finals. And he talked about he had a record number of assists in those first 10 games. As far as NBA's history, the most assists in those first 10 games. And he was talking about the first 20 games and how many, 30-point games Michael Jordan had in the first 20 games of his NBA career. I mean, and when you talk about having 15, 30-plus point games in your first 20 games of your NBA career, which I believe was tied for the most in that NBA's history with guys, I think, like maybe Elgin Baylor, I believe, was something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So when you talk about the numbers and some of the things that Jim talks about and stuff that he puts out, I'm not going to listen to some channel, like some conspiracy channel, because to me, that's what this dude was. That's what he's always going to be to me. I don't consider him a real basketball channel. Like, I don't think you're going to listen to his channel and gain any level of understanding of how the game was played back in the day, versus the game today, right? And the things that we talk about, setting the record straight. He's not setting the record straight over there. He's talking about whatever he's talking about. He's out there in the weeds, and that's fine. That's great. You want to be out there in the weeds with this dude, then go out there in the weeds, man. You know what I'm saying? And talk about those weird things. And he always thinks he's predicting stuff. Everything he does to me is lame. Man, I've been cool about this. I let this stuff slide, man. So I let the Jim thing slide. I let it go. And I was like, not even going to see it. Maybe you guys saw it. Maybe you guys didn't. Not many people are subscribed to his channel. He ain't no big channel. That's why I said this whole thing to me is laughable. He's trying to get clout off of me. Like the other guy, the other dude, that Hooper dude. Everyone, they trying to get clout off me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in your face. They think they know me. You know what I'm saying? People think they know me like that. So they want to come out here and make these channels thinking they know me, making these weird comments, talking about the police, calling me an MJ butt licker. Dude, what are you, 15? Come on, man. I'm a grown-ass man. I told this guy to put himself on camera. He made a response video for an hour. Never put himself on camera. Dude, you weak as hell. You soft. I called you out. You made a response video. So anyway, let me continue. I'm going to shout you guys out in a second. Forgive me. I'm going to read your supers in a second. So, I let that go. Then like a couple of days later, this dude put a comment out on me. He posted something out there on me. And the same kind of thing. And this fool said, yo, man, no disrespect to Sports and Fitness Rants, but Monte Ellis been made those comments a long time ago. You talking about old news. These guys always talking about this weak stuff. I never made a video on Monte Ellis making those comments about the Steph Curry stuff. I never even heard those comments. So again, we have to understand something. A lot of times out here in social media, people bring up old interviews, old things that were said from a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, a long time ago. They bring up all kinds of quotes. If you hear the quote for the first time, if someone sends me the quote and I'm hearing it for the first time and I'm reacting to it for the first time, who gives a damn when it was said? But you want to throw me out like that? Put my name out there? Again. So after that now, because again, after this, I'm like, dude, this is 3 strikes. The first strike was all the nonsense he's been doing. This passive-aggressive nonsense. Not really mentioning people's names. Then you mention self-research NBA facts. And then you mention me. That was it. And again, you talking nonsense. Don't worry about what that. Why are you worried about what videos I'm doing? It don't matter what videos I'm doing. I'm putting out the facts out here on you, fool. What the hell are you worried about? I'm setting the record straight. And you're a fake supporter of my channel. I don't want fake supporters on my channel. I've been keeping it real. Like I said, everybody's not gonna like my channel. That's okay. I got the facts. And not only do I talk about sports, not only do I do this, I also do fitness stuff. Tell this fool to go do some fitness videos. I dare him to post himself working out. You wouldn't even put yourself on camera, you punk. You a straight up punk. Talk about the police. The hell are you talking about, fool? Been smashing people out here since day one. Yo, I'm undefeated in the streets. Are you kidding me, man? This is no frills. I told you, DMX. Too real for you fools. I told you, put yourself on camera, fool. Come out here, hide behind the camera like a little BI. Yeah, what, NBA Sports News? You will come to the live? But you will put yourself on camera. Go make a live right now. Go do a live right now. Put yourself on camera, fool. Go do a live. Police. Dude, what are you, 17? How old are you? What are you, 17? This dude said police, man. What are you talking about? What you worried about? What you worried about, man? You a drug dealer or something? These guys are weird, man. Goodness gracious. Yo, I dare you right now to go do a live. And right now, do a live on camera. If you don't do it, I'm going to get you up out of here. Go do a live and put yourself on camera. I'm calling you out. I've been called you out, fool. Where you at? Go do that live right now. Yo, ain't no one going to go to your live, fool, but put yourself up there. Do it. I dare you. I dare to do it, fool. What are you talking about? Like, if I was worried about people knowing what I did, why would I tell people what I did? Man said you got nothing to say about my service in the military? Why don't we talk about that stuff? Why don't we talk about how I'm a security guard right now, too? Let's talk about my current job. So what's up? Yeah, you said that stuff about Jim from self-research, man. His channel's 10 times better than your channel. He's a basketball... Dude, you're not a basketball channel. You've never been a basketball channel, man. Let's be real. So like I told you, either you go and put yourself on live camera. Ain't no one going over there, fool. Ain't no one in this chat gonna go to your live. They're not gonna get educated over there. Go on the camera right now, go live. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare to go do some pull-ups on your live right now. I dare you. I dare you, man. You're so weak. You're so weak. You think you know me, man? Dude, are you kidding me? I'm a grown-ass man. You're a little kid. Put your age in the chat. Put your age in the chat. Put it in there. Put it in. Yo, y'all tell him to put his age in the chat. Did he start his live yet? Did he start his live? Did he go live yet? Is he live? Is he on camera? Where he at? Did he say, wait, he said 49. Did he said, dude, you said you're 49 years old? That's why you want to put yourself on camera, right? Because you're a lying ass dude. Either you lying or you look like hell for your age. I know you do. And I know you can't do half the stuff that I do at my age. I'm about to be 46 this year, man. And you're talking about the police at 49 years old? What are you worried about the police for, my man? This is getting weird. I thought we were talking about. I thought we were basketball channels. I thought we were sports. Hey, I'm a sports channel. We know you're not. You're a conspiracy theorist at 49. You got tinfoil on your head too, probably, right? You were them weirdo. I told you, man. I tried to look out for you, dude. I tried to, man. I tried to do you like Jordan did Pippen. I tried to help you out, man. But you just another clown-ass dude out here, once again, trying to get some clout and just being weird, dude. You always worried about what everybody else is talking about, not what they're saying, man. You worried about Jim's videos? You worried about Jim's videos? You ain't got nothing on Jim's channel, fool. Nothing. No one goes to your channel, man. And you're still here. You're 49. I'm calling you out. A grown man called you out to put yourself on camera and say something. You got something to say, put yourself on camera, fool. And do it. Stop behind the Jordan image, dude. You ain't Jordan. You're an embarrassment to the Jordan fans. You call me a MJ butt licker? Dude, that's some childish stuff. Butt licker? I'm an MJ. You titled your video MJ butt licker. Dude, come on, man. What is this? What is this, junior high? You worried about the police? I can't believe you said the police, dude. I mean, how weird is this? God damn, y'all some weirdos out here on social media. Remember, I'm gonna let you know something right now, NBA sports news. Let you know something, my man. You need to check yourself, because you don't know me, my man. Whatever you think you know, you don't know me, my man. Like I said, check yourself, fool, because you ain't on my level. You ain't never been on my level. My channel's legit. Certified, fool. Your channel, weak as hell. You the same dude always talking about, yeah, I ain't here for the money. Everybody else there for the money. What are you talking about? Everybody here for the money. The hell you talking about? Some clown-ass statement, man. You got nothing to say. You do an hour-long video and you say nothing. Nothing but babble. You babble on your videos, homie. I was subscribed to you to help you out. I shouted you out to help you. I never watched your videos. I never watched. I mean, I might have watched maybe one of your videos, fool. Maybe one. Maybe one. But dude, you just ramble. You ain't sports and fitness rants. You a stuttering, blah, blah, blah ass dude, man. And you don't know the game. You ain't watched the game. You ain't played the game back in the day. You better play no sports, fool. I dare to put yourself on the camera right now. Do that live show. If you don't do it, I'm going to block you. I'm going to straight up block you because you a punk. I don't want no punks in my chat. The hell out of here. Can't believe you came to the live. I was hoping you would. I knew you would. I was hoping you would. And you came through like a little punk. You still ain't put yourself on camera. You a sorry ass dude. You a straight punk ass LeBron James channel. Remember that. You ain't got nothing on me, homie. Lost your damn mind. I told you, man. I try to be nice. I'm a family man. My son's birthday today. I still gotta come out here and flame your ass. Because again, you tried to think that you know me out here. And this police thing is really weird to me, man. It really is. Because again, I tell people, I'm a security guard, dude. What you must be doing. Yo, somebody to check this dude out. Anyone that know this clown, don't hang out with it. He's 49 and he's worried about the police. Why are you worried about the police, my man? I'm worried about bills. I got a mortgage, man. I'm worried about my kids, my man. I'm worried about the goddamn police. I ain't committing no crimes. I'm minding my goddamn business. I'm setting the freaking record straight. If I'm old as hell, if I'm this age and I'm worried about the police, then something wrong with my life, man. Something wrong with my life. You know one of the things I learned when I was a correction officer? And again, let's understand something. I went from the military to corrections. All right? It was almost 20 years straight that I did that stuff. That was pretty much why I ended up in the job, was because of the military. The things that I did in the military, I'm not qualifying for any jobs out in the computer world or in an office. I was a weapons expert. I was a gunner's mate. Look it up. Look it up, my man. I was a gunner's mate. All right? I was part of the MEO team, the VBSS team. That's what I was on. I was on the VBSS gold team. There were two teams, the gold team and the blue team. I was on the gold team. All right? Visit, board, search, and seizure. That's what the team was. All right? We boarded pirate ships. We boarded suspect vessels, right? When they invaded Afghanistan. You understand the things that I was doing, my man? All right, so understand something. You don't know me out here, fool. All right? The corrections job that I had, one of the greatest jobs I've ever had in my life, the people I worked with were part of the problem there. But the job itself, fantastic job. And again, when you work in a jail setting, you have to earn and get respect from some of the hardest people out there. These are hardened criminals, man, that I was around in there. And I had to earn the respect of these people. You treat them with respect and you get respect out there. They was stone cold killing some of these people, man. There was one guy in there, man, he passed me a newspaper clipping of himself. A newspaper clipping. This is after we already got told by the captain at lineup that the guy that we got was from Detroit, Michigan, lockdown, max prison, right? On lockdown. We got this guy for some reason on a transfer, going to court for some crime that they found that he did all these years later. This man was chopping up dudes with chainsaws. All right? These are guys that can't come out and they got handcuffs, shackles, escorts, everybody around these fools. You fools don't know me, man. The hell you talking about, man? Couldn't walk half a day in my shoes, fool. And I've been keeping it real. Tell me I'm the police, fool. So what if I was the police? What you worried about, man? You ain't paying no taxes. Come on, fool. Grow up, man. You 49, man. Grow the hell up, my man. I've been setting the record straight. Don't be upset because I'm out here, got the facts, and you ain't me. I told you, put yourself on camera. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I told you, man, I saved someone's life in that jail. I got an award for that. That was a serious job. You think I'm offended? You think I'm embarrassed because I worked in a jail? I was a sheriff's deputy? Like I said, man, wait, they grow up. Our people out there would kill for that job. No, lost your mind. The benefits that I received from that job, a pension? People don't know about no pension. Dude, you 49. What you know about a pension, man? What you know about that? I got one of those. Fool out here running his mouth. Yeah, that's right. You still ain't do that live, I see. You still there, clown. Yo, again, shout out to all you guys in the chat. You see these fools ain't real. They weak. These are weak dudes out here that hide. I've been real from the front, from the day one, from the jump. From the jump. I kept it real. I've been keeping it real. Been kept it real. Look at mini-me. Goodness gracious, man. Please. Yo, shout out to all you guys, man. Let me read off some of these super chats. Man, I done lost my damn mind out here with these people. Like I said, man, dude, you underneath me, man. It's like Jordan Clyde Drexler in 92. Like, yo, man, dude thought he was down, man. Stop it. Came out here and hit 6 threes on you. What? I'm in everybody in the chat with the shrug right now. I'm like, I don't even know what else to say. Dude, what? Like I said, you still ain't do that live. Damn, you weak. What? God, keep hiding behind them emojis. Keep hiding behind them keyboard screens. Like I said, man, you guys are weak, man. You can't touch me out here. I'm too real to be touched, man. Like I said, don't get it twisted, homie. It's the same thing I told that clown Gilbert Arenas. All these fools out here, man. I don't give a damn. I ain't lying. I'm keeping it real, man. This ain't personal. You want to try to make it personal. I'm going to bring it to your front door. I told you I'm like Pedro Serrano in Major League, man. Yeah, bring that ish to me. Don't worry about what Jim is doing. You throwing out Jim's name. Keep Jim's name out your mouth, punk. Tell him I'm going to come out here and check you on Jim's behalf. How you like that, homie? That's what I decided to do. You want to throw my name out there like you think you know me too? So on behalf of me and Jim, go F yourself, my man. And like I told you, I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm going to give you one more time. One more again. I'm going to give you one more again to go put your face on camera right now, homie, and do it live. I'm going to give you one more again. One more. One more. Do it, my man. Do your live right now. Anyone thinks I need to have a talk, this conversation with this clown, you guys can bounce him out of my chat and go to his live. Tell your homie to go do it live right now and let him tell his story. Let him tell his story. I told you the story. Well, I got to put a poll up in here, man? Do it, homie. You still do it. Go do the live. I'm going to give you another minute, man. I mean, goddamn, dude. You're looking, listen, dude, you're getting embarrassed right now. Let's be real. All right? This is embarrassing. This really is. I mean, my man, don't no one know you like that. All right? Don't no one know you like this. Don't no one know what your channel's about, because your channel ain't about nothing, man. You ain't about nothing. Your name don't ring no bells. NBA sports news. Jordan versus LeBron. Dude, you never talk about Jordan versus LeBron. You talk about a bunch of nonsense. You talk about a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas. You talk about a lot of what-if scenarios. You talk about a lot of things you can't prove, and you keep putting police. All right, goddamn, dude. I want everyone to remember, he told us he's 49. This is what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying, guys? I want you guys to remember something. This is what I've been telling you from day one. These are not grown-ups. Just because you're 49, he says he's 40. I don't know how old this dude is. He's 17 years old. When you call someone a butt licker, all right, and you worry about the police, and he keeps saying policeman, this whole thing is just really weird. I don't understand, man. I'm concerned for you, my man. Maybe you need to get some help, man. If you're on the run from the law, my man, dude, like, is that why you don't want to put yourself? I get it now, my man. I got you. He don't want to put himself on camera because he the outlaw Josie Wales. My bad, I forgot, man. My man's a 49-year-old running from the law. So he's on YouTube talking about conspiracy theories. But he don't want to put himself on camera, and he's worried about the police, and he ain't never told about basketball a day on that channel, y'all. I told you, my man, I ain't watch your videos, man. So again, I've been unsubscribed to your channel, homie, a long time ago, man. But goddamn, dude, like I said, you ain't got nothing on my man Jim, nothing. So you keep talking about the weird things you talk about. It's good, man. Too bad you couldn't be a grown-ass man and do something. But this is what we get from someone like my man NBA Sports. So anyway, we had to get my man up out of there. Listen, we gave him a chance. How many minutes we give him to do what I told him to do? I asked him to do one thing. One thing, man. So again, shout out to my man Praise the Don for coming through. Forgive me, guys, for not reading off your supers, but you see what we're dealing with here. This the nonsense I'm talking about, all right? This is straight up, man. For real. This dude ain't never talk about basketball on his channel. He ain't breaking down the game. He's not stopping the lies and the narratives, man. He out here trying to ride coattails. And like I said, he says a bunch of weird stuff, and he crossed the line. Right? You crossed the line, fool, so I checked you. Don't be upset. You got upset. And you still saying weird stuff, though. The whole police thing to me is weird, y'all. Again, I don't understand a quote-unquote 49-year-old so concerned about my job and what I'm doing when I'm clearly not a policeman. I've never been a policeman. Anyone doesn't understand, a correctional officer is not a police officer, man. All right? I never arrested nobody, man. So I don't know. Like I said, the only thing I'm doing out here is arresting fools with the facts. And for some reason, like I said, he got upset because I called him out on the nonsense. I told you that stuff with Jim, not letting it slide. So again, I'll go to bat for Jim on his, like I said, on his behalf. This dude go F himself, for real. So anyway, shout out to Praise of Don. LeBron fans are the most toxic fan base in mankind history. The way they talk would get them hurt badly in the streets. They disrespect NBA legends and speak so condescending, and they all lie. Exactly, like I said, man. Like it's crazy how the LeBron James fan. I mean, part of the thing that I wanted to talk about on the live, and I know I've rambled on here, and I've kind of just went off. And I didn't really talk about anything like basketball wise. But one of the things that I really wanted to highlight with these LeBron James channels is that when you think about it, their channels are not to celebrate LeBron James, right? They're not celebrating LeBron James' career, right? Because if they were, then they would be celebrating his teammates. They would be celebrating their contributions, the things that they did, right? He would be celebrating, these kinds of moments for them. They would be talking about LeBron James and celebrating LeBron James. But instead, what they do is every time that they try to make a point about LeBron James, they have to somehow talk about Michael Jordan. It's always about Michael Jordan. You go to these guys' channels, and they're posting about Michael Jordan all day long, all day long. They're talking about Michael Jordan's teammates. They're talking about Michael Jordan's coach. They're so consumed with Michael Jordan and all of his stuff. I told you, they think they know Michael Jordan's, his career more than LeBron James' career. Because they don't know Michael Jordan's career, but they think they do. And they don't know LeBron James' career like they think they do. They try to over-exaggerate LeBron James' career. And again, it's weird to me how they never celebrate LeBron James' teammates. I told you, I made videos on guys like BJ Armstrong on this channel. And I've talked about the contribution. I made several videos highlighting Scottie Pippen and the contributions and the things that he did for Michael Jordan, what he meant to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Man, we all know this stuff. All right, so again, I continue to set the record straight. I'm going to continue to do that. And these LeBron James channels, all they continue to do is lie about the errors that they never watched just so they can lift up LeBron James at the same time. To me, like I said, it doesn't make sense. These are blatant lies. Such easy things that you guys know are lies. Easiest stuff ever. It's crazy to me, man. So once again, shout out to Praise the Don. Ridiculous lies over and over. Spending my birthday. Oh, crap, man. What did I do here? Oh, I thought I messed up my panel there. Shout out to my man Armando Ruiz. Spending my birthday evening with Sports and Fitness Reds. Yo, shout out to my man Armando Ruiz. Happy birthday to you, man. For real. Shout out to anybody out there. Once again, man, shout out to Kobe Bryant, the late, great Kobe Bryant. His birthday, again, man. I failed to mention that at the start of the live show. I was so wrapped up in my stuff, man. So again, shout out to my man Armando Ruiz for coming through, hanging out with me on a Sunday night. Like I said, I appreciate you guys coming through on a Sunday night and listen to me talk a little bit of trash and run my mouth a little bit. I set the record straight again on something just a little bit different tonight. I appreciate you guys for real. Shout out to Colado137. I used to be a LeBron James fan, but around 2020, I saw the light. It's crazy how we still got people in a trance, and I hate when they call him Bron. Yeah, for real. I told you guys, like, I understand, like, sometimes, I remember when I first started this channel, and I first started to gain some slight traction and notoriety on some of my videos. I used to always talk about how people calling LeBron James Bron, it let me know right away that their comment was going to be some weird-ass comment. And most of the LeBron James fans say weird things comments, they always go and refer to LeBron James as Bron. And sometimes people get mad at me. They get aggravated, and they'd say, yo, man, Sports and Fitness Rants, we call Michael Jordan MJ, and, we abbreviate other people's names, and, we call other players' names by nicknames and things like that. And I get that, and that's true. But I told you, the thing about LeBron James fans and how they would often refer to LeBron James as Bron is because they really believe that they know LeBron James. It's personal with them. That's why their channels are so weird. That's why their comments are so weird. All right? I understand, who Michael Jordan, the basketball player, is and what he meant to me. I told you growing up, what he still means and what represents to me right now as a grown-up, as an adult. Like I said, I can be an adult now. I could have grown up and look at Michael Jordan now, right, as a grown-up, and still, feel the respect that I had back then. I've gained more of an appreciation for Michael Jordan and that era overall over the last several years, especially since I've been on YouTube, I've gained even a heavier appreciation for the past, not just the era that I grew up watching, but also the players before. So again, that's what it's been about for me. When you talk about Collado and they're talking about 2020, and you talk about you sort of like I said, good for you, because again, it's never always been just about LeBron James fans being fans of LeBron James, but how they continue to promote him and tear down Michael Jordan. Like I said, they act like a bunch of dirtbags, his fan base, because at every turn they're trying to bring Michael Jordan up and give you a half truth. Like I said, they're trying to tear him down for some reason. Again, when they know deep down they can't just argue LeBron James' resume and career on its own merits, they got to come out here, like I said, and try to take away from Michael Jordan, and not just him, but the era. So as a grown-up now, looking back on these guys as an adult, like I said, as a kid, you see things differently. But the one thing I told you is that when I was a kid, the one line I always say on this, I've been saying the same line since day one on this channel, man. So I've been doing this. I say the same thing to you guys. When I was a kid growing up, and you turned on the TV screen because you were getting ready to watch whatever game you were getting ready to watch, it don't matter what teams it was, right? You were getting ready to watch these teams. You knew those guys, the guys, were going to be there. They were going to be there, man. And I say the same thing to you guys. So all these years later, 20, 30 years later now, you look back on this stuff, you dig through the record books, and then you see, look how many times those guys almost played every single game, or every single game. A lot of those guys, they were there almost every single night, guys. They were. We don't just remember it that way. Oh, you guys are just, it's being nostalgic. You remember something a certain way, you feel a certain way about it, so you want to remember it a certain way. No, that's not the case. Those guys were true competitors. The standard of officiating, it was higher. That's the facts. That's not me just saying, yeah, man, those guys are traveling today and carrying. They didn't do that. That's the facts. I told you, I watched the All-Star game, 93 or 91, whatever one it was. There were 3 shot clock violations. 3 shot clock violations in the first half. This is the kind of defense that was being played. I mean, it's insane stuff, guys. Guys fouling out in All-Star games. Whenever, oh yeah, those guys were being physical in the All-Star game. No, you're just remembering it that way. No, go look at the fouls. Go look at the games. They were really fouling guys in the All-Star game. They were really doing that. So when we say these guys are lollygagging, and we say not let them guys back in the day, it's not nostalgia. That's the facts. You guys know the deal, man. Again, I appreciate you guys coming through with the supers. Shout out to Rise Above Anything. My guy Robin, let's roll. I appreciate you, Rise Above Anything. Always coming through. Story Games, again, thank you. I like this one. I like this. For real. AOH has the video footage. Jim has the analytics. Sports and Fitness Rants has the historical references and can explain it so well as if you were there watching games live. Yo, man, bang. I really appreciate that. That really means a lot, Story Games. That you would break it down like that. I mean, my God, man, like I said, that means a lot for real. For you to make it reference like that, I think it's fantastic. Again, I appreciate everyone coming through in the chat. Yeah, man, I tell you, Jim be doing the research, y'all. He really does. He be doing the research. He be breaking down the numbers, right? I mean, coming through, letting people know what the deal is. Yo, shout out to my man, Russell, Deep, my man Dark coming through. I cook sauces out here too with George Mike, and absolutely shout out to my man Dart, man. I miss you out here. We got to get you back out here again, man. Shout out to my man Dart, aka Michael Jordan, fans of the best for coming through. And again, shout out to my man Story Games because that comment was amazing. Like I said, it means a lot because AOH, the czar of the video footage, you guys know that. He always brings the video footage to what I'm telling you guys, man. And I always try to give you guys, like I said, the context, the perspective, and I always try to give you guys an analogy or an example, as to what I'm trying to tell you, right? I'm trying to get you guys to see. So again, I appreciate that. Shout out to my man Gary the Great, always coming through. My man G the Great, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I appreciate you guys coming back to the membership. Again, it means a lot, man. You sort of know my channel's no frills. So I appreciate all you guys rolling with me the way you guys continue to do. And again, I know my channel's not for everybody, so I might offend people sometimes. Sometimes, I may have responded to someone's comment, harshly. I've done this. I do that. And again, I understand that I could be rude out here. Maybe maybe I come across as rude to some people. I get it. Okay, no doubt about it, man. That's always been my personality. And again, but the truth and the facts remain is that I never lied about nothing on here, and I'm giving you guys the facts, man. All right, like I told you, I'm giving you the context and the perspective. All right, and that's it's about setting the record straight. I told you it's very important that we hold the standard out here. It is. So, like I said, forgive me if I've rubbed you the wrong way in some of the things that I've said, or the way that I've said something. Maybe I offended somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Again, listen. I said, man. It's funny. I've always kind of gravitated towards, these kinds of people or these kinds of characters. I don't know. But I told you, one of my nicknames growing up for my family was Oscar the Grouch. Right? That was my nickname growing up. My family, all right, would call me this, Oscar the Grouch. I told you I grew up in a house with 4 boys. I was the oldest. And I told you I took ass whoopings repeatedly in the name of my brothers, right? Because, they were younger. They would do something stupid. I told you guys, I remember, I don't know if I told a story before, but whatever, I'll tell a quick story. But I remember when I was in high school, my brother, like I said, was I in high school or maybe I just graduated? I'm trying to remember. I may have just graduated. This might have been like right before I went to the military. And yeah, so I think I graduated. I think it was the summer before I went to the military, because I went to the military in August. So anyway, my mother went away, right? And she was a nurse at this camp that my other younger brothers were attending. So in order for my brothers to go to this camp, my mother had to work at this camp while they were there, right? So she would work, I think it was like 2 weeks that they would be there, if I remember, or something like that. This is the same camp that I ended up meeting Walt Clyde Frazier, by the way. People have seen me with the Walt Clyde Frazier. Anyway, so my mother was away, right? So it was pretty much how I looked at it. It was just me and my other brother. My other 2 brothers were gone with my mom at the camp, and it was me, my dad, and my other brother. So it was pretty much a free-for-all, because my mom was no joke. Like I said, man, like I told you guys my dad, yeah, but my mom was on another level, man. I told you she was a short, fiery Italian woman, man. She ain't play no games. You know what I'm saying? I told you, my mom went to Catholic school her entire life. College, high school, everything. Catholic school, all right? She ain't play no games, man, all right? So anyway, she went away. So the thing about my dad is my dad was known, he'll go out. My dad will go out, man. I told you, my dad was, I tell you, from the streets, man. My dad was like that, though. But he'll go out at night, my dad, man. So we knew he was going to go out. So I remember one time my dad came to me, right? And it was like 2 weeks now. We know my mom's going to be gone. So I'm like, yo, I'm living a dream. I know my dad's going to be doing his thing. So I'm going to have a free range here. Told my boys, yo, like, it's going to be on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I remember one night, I wasn't doing nothing this night. And I remember my brother said he was going to have some people over the house. All right? Now, my brother, I want to say my brother was like 15. I want to say he was. All right? So I was like 7. No. Yeah, that's right, because I was turning 18. But my brother had just turned 15. So I remember he tells me, he's like, yo, I'm going to have some people come over. And I was like, all right. My dad had went out, right? And my dad told me, before he left, my dad said to me, he said, listen, I'm going out. I'll be back late. That's what he said. I'll be back late. He be going out with my uncle, you know what I'm saying? His boys, they be, like I said, my dad was crazy, man. So anyway, he told me he's going to be back late. He said, listen, if you have people over, you better make sure you clean up. He's like, all right. He goes, it's on you. Right? So again, I know my dad, man. I said, I'm about to be 18. I've been getting ass whippings for years now, man. My dad been setting the record straight on me for a minute now. So I know the drill. You ain't try to catch me slipping like that. So I told my brother, when he told me he was going to have people over, I said, listen, man, I said, make sure you clean up after your friends. I said, okay. I was like, this is on you. All right? Make sure you clean up. I got the garbage can for this dude. And I specifically said this to him. I said, make sure you put the cigarette butts in this trash can. I said, don't let your friends throw cigarette butts on dad's grass. My dad is crazy about the lawn and the landscaping. No joke. The dude from freaking Harlem didn't grow up around a blade of freaking grass. We moved to the suburbs. This mofo don't play no games with the grass and the landscaping. Told you he had me out there doing all kinds of nonsense, all digging all kinds of holes. So anyway, I told him, trash can, cigarette butts, trash can. What do? Go to sleep, right? Everything, nothing happens, right? No one gets killed. Apparently, no one's looking for me. No one's looking for my brother all these years later. Nothing happened, right? Whatever, man. The night goes down the way it goes down. The next morning, y'all, guys, the next morning. That's all I'm going to say, man, the next morning. And when I'm talking about the next morning, and let me explain something to you guys. When I tell you guys, like, listen, man, see, again, this is why I think sometimes, listen, my people, you guys are my people, man. And the reason why I tell you guys my stories is because I want you guys to have that connection with me. However, this guy, the NBA Sports News, because I've decided to be like this on YouTube, not many YouTubers are like this, sharing their personal side with them, right, telling these stories. But because I have, he crossed the line with it, okay? So again, I had to check him. But I really do want this relationship and this connection with you guys. So again, I appreciate you guys a lot. So again, my dad, man, when I tell you my dad would go out, I told you, my dad came from a big family. I told you, man, grew up poor. My dad played the violin, right? It's a sob story. And, I'm sure a lot of us came from situations, our parents. And so it's like that for my dad. You know what I'm saying? I've never grew up like that. My dad did. You know what I'm saying? But when I talk about my dad in the street, like my dad had told me some stories sometimes, where him and my Uncle Greg, they were the youngest of this large family, all right? And, some of the things that they would do, and, I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, my dad had some scars. I remember these scars my dad's got. And I remember when I was young, asking my dad about some of these scars. He got this really bad scar on his leg. And I remember him, telling me a story when I got a little bit older about the scar and how he got the scar. I mean, goddamn, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was West Side Story or something, man. You know what I'm saying? So, my dad is raw. He go out, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes he come back a little tipsy, man. You know what I'm saying? He'll be out all night, man. So he came back, guys. It was like 6 in the morning, man. My dad came back. He ain't come back, go to sleep, wake up. He had just came back. All right? I'm talking about New York City. My dad was down in New York City partying, man. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, y'all. Yo, man, this dude was screaming my name. Yo, we live in a freaking the suburbs, y'all. And this dude was yelling my name. 6 in the middle. The dude was still on the grass. I think I saw a deer in the background lift his head up and stuff when he called my name because he was eating the grass. You know what I'm saying? Because they out there in the dusk and the dawn. You know how it is, man. Anyway, so he yelling my name. Yo, I popped up out bed. Yo, man, I was straight, man. I knew it, man. I knew my brother let me down. I knew it. I still tell that story to this day to my brother, man. Yo, I came outside. My dad was out in the yard. I already knew what it was. I already knew. I was already fuming. Man. I was like, yup, mother, son of a, Sam, oh man. Oh man. And I came walking out there, man. And I walked out there, and my dad said, what's this? What is this? And there was cigarette butts. Goddamn. I asked you to do one thing. I said one thing. I asked you, I begged you. I said, the trash can, I did the work for you. I put the bag in the trash can and everything, man. I walked the can out there, put it down, gave the man instructions. Yo, make sure they put their cigarette butts. I didn't say don't have nobody smoking out here. I wasn't trying to be one of them dudes. I said, yo, make sure. I know his friends. I was like, yo, make sure these dudes put in. They know my dad. Please, man. But you know the problem is? My brother never got the ass whoopings like I did. He got the ass whoopings, but it wasn't on my level. So again, these guys lost a level. They wasn't worried about it. He knew Robin was going to take that one. So anyway, I went out there, and he slapped me in the back of my head. I mean, hard as hell, man. And I was out there that morning, like I said, butt crack of dawn, with the trash can that I put out, picking up cigarette butts in the lawn, then throwing them in the goddamn garbage can. That's what I was doing. I mean, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. They ain't tell you the story, though. That is not the end of the story. You think I was gonna let that slide? You think I was gonna let that slide? I was gonna let that slide, man. Because this had been one too many ass whoopings that I had gotten from my brother. He was careless. He was careless, and I warned him. I warned him. So, I whipped my brother's ass. I whooped his ass. I did, man. I gave him a couple body shots that I probably should. I hit him kind of hard in one of them, but I had to, man. I didn't hit him in the face, man, but I had to give him a couple body blows. I had to. I had to put him in a chokehold real quick, too, and almost suffocate him to the point where he would pass out just because. I told you, man. So I had to do it. I had to do it, damn it. And listen, man, my brother was a good sport about it. All right, because I whipped both of my, I whipped all my, see, my last brother, my youngest brother, he was way behind me. So there was really no times or chance for me to whoop his ass, really, because, I mean, he was a baby, you know what I'm saying? I was a teenager and stuff, man. If anything, I owe my brother some ass whoopings because I missed a lot of opportunities to go out because I was babysitting his ass. But anyway, I used to whoop my brother's asses, man. So my brother took the ass whooping in stride. I guess he didn't care. He must have had a good night and didn't mind. But yeah, he left me hanging on that one. Yo, I know I'm rambling, guys. Again, man, forgive me. I know you guys don't probably, I don't know, man. I know some of you guys like to hear my story. Some of you guys maybe don't. This is what I'm talking about. Maybe this ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of the things I'm talking about, you like, yo, the dude wilding out. That's cool. That's cool, baby. It's all good. Shout out to my man Vicente Garcia, though, because you know I ain't playing. Shout out Sarah, what's good? LeBron and Caitlin Clark, fans of the worst. LeBron and Clark chokes. All we hear excuses and the blame game. I mean, listen, I don't think any fan base could be as bad as LeBron James fan base. But as you guys know, I'm not too up on the WNBA to even make the comparisons. But yeah, shout out to Sarah, always coming through. Sarah is not a fan of Caitlin Clark or LeBron James, man, for real. So shout out to Sarah for keeping it real, man. She letting her feelings be known. So again, I respect that. Pink Lady Scorpio, 2 jewels. I really appreciate these jewels. That means a lot. Again, man, the jewels, people coming through, dropping the jewels. To me, I always appreciate this stuff. John Freeman, 10 jewels. I appreciate that also. John Freeman, again, the true supporters out here on my channel, Socks R2B, again, coming through, dropping jewels in the chat. Hayden Phoenix dropping jewels in the chat. Like I said, I'm truly humbled, guys. And Uncommon Sense has a psychology. Yo, shout out to Uncommon Sense again. Uncommon Sense is the theme music to our, I guess if you want to call this like, if you want to call it, it's like a revolution, we're fighting the power out here, then Uncommon Sense is the theme music to that. So again, I appreciate you guys rolling with me. Again, everybody in the chat, Bass Engineer, I appreciate you. Boom Shakalaka. Hayden Phoenix, we love the stories. Yeah, I appreciate you guys always, hanging in through my stories. Sometimes I know my stories might get a little long. Sometimes like one of my stories will lead into another story or branch off into another thought, and then I come back to the story. So I know sometimes I might throw you guys for a loop if you don't catch it from the beginning, or you may not even know what the hell you walk into. Like you come into the chat, you come into the live, and I'm talking about something that you didn't even think I would ever be talking about. So again, like I said, I appreciate you guys always hanging through my stories. Listen to what I have to say. It means a lot. Oh man. So again, like the title of the live says, guys, I think we've clarified and set the record straight on the NBA sports news. Like I told you guys, I had to get him up out the chat because he would not. He just wouldn't, man. I told him, I called him out. The dude made a response video to my call out and then said that I told him to put himself on camera, did an hour-long response video, didn't put himself on camera. Then I told him to go make a live right now, and anyone that wants to leave the chat can leave the chat and go to the live. And I told you, this guy's coming across like a weird LeBron James fan. And either that or I told you what's going on with some of these people, like the Hooper guy and some of these other weirdos that I've seen out here that have dedicated themselves to me. And my it's basically they're dedicated to my personality. All right, because my personality is different on here because like I said, I'm giving you me. I'm giving you my personality. So some of these people seem to come at me differently because if you really think about it, I'm a small channel, man. If you're going to call me a LeBron hate channel, if some of these people are upset about my LeBron stuff, if you think I'm a LeBron hate channel, okay, fine. I'm one of the smaller channels here, but I'm one of the bigger voices out here in YouTube overall. And it's not just because I'm loud, it's because of what I'm saying. So I'm resonating with people. And because I am the way that I am, people think and feel a certain way. And they want to, once again, try to come in here and act a certain way with me. But again, I told you guys, I've always been giving the facts. That, guys, is not a basketball channel. So when you think about some of these other channels that I've mentioned lately and recently, the Basement Boys, I'm disgusted with their platform. I'm disgusted with their content, and I mean that a lot. And I told you, my videos are, with all due disrespect to these clowns, the things that they put out, the stuff that they say, the way that they say it so callously, so smugly. To me, they're an embarrassment, their entire platform, their entire channel. And like I said, these guys are clowns that never watch this stuff. Like I said, these are younger guys. They never watched Michael Jordan or the 90s, the 80s guys. But here they are trashing these guys. But more specifically, they're really just trashing Michael Jordan in every single clip that I'm sent. People send me stuff all the time from the Basement Boys. And it's absolutely disgusting when you're putting out content saying that 10 trips to the NBA Finals is more impressive than 6-0. And I laughed and I said, why would they say 10 trips for LeBron James, but then talk about Michael Jordan's record? Why not just say 6 trips, 6-0 to LeBron James' record? They didn't want to do LeBron James 4-6 because everyone knows 6-0 is clearly and obviously more impressive and greater than the 4-6. So they tried to make it and finagle the wording by using Michael Jordan's record versus LeBron James' trips to the finals, as that somehow being more impressive because somehow 10 times going there is greater than winning 6. Like, they try to act as if LeBron James went to 10 and won 6 of them. And they're like, yeah, LeBron James won just as many as Jordan. He's not undefeated, but at least he won just as many and he made it to 10. Now, they still wouldn't have an argument because we know and we see how LeBron James has went about trying to get those championships. But at least then the argument would be sound. You would have a leg to stand on. When you try to say 10 trips is greater than 6-0, and again, during that entire video, they never mentioned three-peat once. Why would they mention three-peat? They're disingenuous. They're not going to give you the facts. So these are the channels that we continue to speak up against, and we continue to set the record straight because they have more subscribers than I do. All right? They get more views than I do. And I told you, these guys are like New York cockroaches or just roaches in general. They're everywhere. They're on every platform. These guys are on TikTok. They're on Instagram, right? They're on YouTube. They're everywhere. These guys are on every platform pumping out this crap content, just throwing out nonsense. Like I said, they're talking about, oh yeah, we can name, all these different kinds of things. I mean, most of their content is, I can name one guy better than Jordan at this. Or I can name 5 guys better than Jordan at this. Or I can name 10 guys better than Jordan at this. That's their entire content. That's trash content, man. Because the lists that they give you are the worst lists ever. They name some of the weakest people out here. They named 10 guys that were greater scorers than Michael Jordan. I mean, what kind of ridiculous stuff is this? And LeBron James was number 1. I mean, this is laughable stuff, man. All right? All of a sudden, now LeBron James is a great scorer. All these guys, Carmelo Anthony they had was a greater scorer than Michael Jordan. I mean, you're not getting educated by these clowns. I'm trying to think. Like, I wrote down some of these guys and some of the things they said. They talked about LeBron James' chase down block was the greatest defensive play in NBA's history. That's the Basement Boys. This is the content you're getting all from the Basement Boys. This trash content. Straight up trash. All right? They talked about Michael Jordan had more help than LeBron James. What kind of person, what kind of true fan of basketball, what kind of person that knows anything about the game would ever argue that Michael Jordan had more help than LeBron James? What? One of Michael Jordan's claims to fame is that he did more with less and in less time. That's undeniable. You can't deny that. But here they go telling you he had more help than LeBron James. Meanwhile, they can name one player over and over again. They named Scottie Pippen over and over again. And I told you, Michael Jordan won 6 championships despite Scottie Pippen in some of these instances. Scottie Pippen out there averaging 15 points a game in some of these finals. 15 freaking points a game on terrible shooting percentages. Jordan still was able to drag that team offensively across the finish line. LeBron James ain't never done it like this. He ain't win no finals with someone averaging 15 points a game as your next best scorer. He lost the finals with Dwayne Wade leading both teams in points. How is that possible? How are you going to compare to Michael Jordan when your teammate led both teams in points per game in the finals and you still somehow found a way to lose? You were so bad they couldn't even carry you across the line. God damn. And don't forget, remember, LeBron James and that clown, Dwayne Wade, they were there coughing, laughing at Dirk Nowitzki. Oh yeah, I'm sick. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather. They were talking about the temperature change from Dallas to Miami. They were making jokes about Dirk Nowitzki. How'd that work out? All this stuff comes back to bite you in the ass. All of that video footage, these are iconic moments in LeBron James' career. Think about that. These are the iconic moments in LeBron James' career. The decision, right? LeBron James walking in the tunnel, coming into the game with Dwayne Wade, doing the, and that man proceeded to whoop y'all ass. Whoop y'all ass in that series. And the man that could guard 1 through 5, he was nowhere to be found. You couldn't find LeBron James a goddamn place. Where was that dude that was at guarding 1 through 5? I don't know. Don't nobody. They still looking for LeBron James in 2011 on goddamn defense, man. They don't know where the hell he went. You ever see Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen come into a game laughing at John Stockton? You ever see him? We playing against a white dude tonight, Pip. Easy money. We got white dudes out there. Hornacek and Stockton. What? These guys is weak. You ever see Jordan and Pippen do that? You ever see him laughing? You ever see him carrying on like that, coming into a game, making a joke about the other team's superstar player? You ever see him laughing about Charles Barkley? Ha. It's all fun and games, right? You ever see him do that and then go out there and not do nothing? You ever see Jordan go out there and not do nothing? You ever see him play games and not do nothing? You ever see Michael Jordan go play golf and then not do nothing? People be like, yeah, Jordan was gambling. Jordan was playing golf. Yeah, and what? And he was balling on cats. Balling on cats. I told you, I don't give a damn what these fools do, as long as they balling. When you balling, Magic Johnson was doing stuff too, y'all. He was making it rain, though. So you could do those things. You Magic Johnson, man. All these dudes is doing stuff, but don't no one give a damn when you winning, when you're like that. And Jordan was like that. So yeah, he could go play golf. That's what they all talked about during the Dream Team. David Robinson, Clyde Drexler. They were like, yo, this man's gonna sleep. He was out there playing golf and then lighting dudes up. You got fools all these years later talking about, yeah, man, look at Jordan's numbers on the Olympic team, on the Dream Team. He didn't lead them in this. He didn't lead them in that. He didn't do... What? What? Man, Michael Jordan was out there doing his thing in the Olympic team. It wasn't about stats on Michael Jordan in the Olympic team. It wasn't about Michael Jordan being Michael Jordan on the court in the Olympic team. He was part of the show. The show which was the Dream Team. He was part of that show. So he put the highlights on where he needed to put the highlights on. And he played with a certain level of, to me, freedom, Michael Jordan. To me, when I watch him play in the Dream Team, to me, not in every scenario, because if you look at him in the scenarios that counted, and some of these scenarios, we talk about the Croatia game with Kukoc and all that stuff, but to me, Jordan played with a certain level of freedom during the Dream Team, because he knew he had backup. He had backup out there, man. So he didn't have to worry about being Jordan when you got Barkley out there, and Robinson, and Ewing, and Bird, and Magic. I don't give a damn how old Bird. You got fools out here trying to talk about Bird now. Like he was... See, that's what makes Larry Bird such a formidable player. Not only great, but it makes him formidable to go against because his IQ is going to give him a certain level of advantage and a certain level on the court, even though his physical attributes may not be there with him anymore. So he's still going to know what spots he needs to get to, how to get there, how to position himself for rebounds, right? Where he needs to be on defense. He's going to play. He's not going to make mistakes to beat you guys. You're not going to lose the... People act like, yeah, man, Larry Bird, the weak link. Larry Bird will never be a weak link, was never a weak link. And the Dream Team had no weak links unless you want to include Christian Laettner. Okay, whatever you want to do. But they didn't have no weak links, man. All right? And Larry Bird, damn sure, wasn't no damn weak link. Yeah, he wasn't maybe, Larry Legend per se at that moment. But when you talk about the battle testness of Larry Bird, the grit of toughness, and again, Larry Bird understanding his game, knowing how to play the game, the man, the fundamentals, he had the skills. He gonna be all right out there. So again, man, the Dream Team was a place where Michael Jordan could play with the level of freedom and not have to worry about his numbers or, once again, leading the team in scoring and doing all this stuff. That he could be part of the show, of the great show that was the Dream Team in '92. That's what it was. So again, something like I said, these fools over here from the Basement Boys, they're not giving you nothing out there. They're giving you zero, guys. Nothing. Trash content. Just trash stuff. These are the kinds of takes that they're giving, they're spitting out here. This is weak ass stuff. The Score Society. We talk about these clowns from the Score Society. I don't have no respect for these clowns. Again, why these clowns don't put out their LeBron James videos? Go celebrate LeBron James. Why you fools never celebrate LeBron James? Y'all always just worried about Michael Jordan all the goddamn time. Make your LeBron James videos. Yo, guys, hold up. I'm going to get some more water. Give me a second. You guys know I'll be doing my thing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My peoples, forgive me. I appreciate you guys letting me step off, get my water, man. I be yelling. Got to make sure I got some water. So I want to go a little bit longer here. Let's say to talk about these clowns from the Score Society. I appreciate you guys again, man, coming through on a Sunday night. Again, shout out to AOH, the guys earlier. I saw somebody, someone last live show, the live I did, they asked me what I was drinking. Because I always have like a little cup with me. You guys know, this is apple juice. That's all I drink is apple juice usually, or water. Oftentimes in the morning, I drink my water and then, I might have some tea. But I'm just drinking apple juice. You guys know I haven't drank anything like alcohol related. Like I said, in probably like 10 years. I think maybe like 2016. I think was the last time they had alcohol or anything like that. So that's what I'm drinking. Also, I thought I saw someone in the chat say something about they want to challenge me to a boxing match. To me, that's hilarious. Listen, I don't know if they were joking or not. I don't know if they were just messing around. I didn't take it like it was a serious comment, like they wanted to actually fight me. I don't know if it was just like a friendly, sparring session with me. Again, I don't know, maybe, but I thought I saw that. So whoever said that in the chat, I don't know if they're here right now, but I thought I saw someone say that. Like I said, I don't know if they were just joking around, messing around with me because I wasn't there. And I thought they said something about, hey, when AOH, tell Sports and Fitness Rants that I want to spar with him or something along those lines. So again, I thought that was pretty funny. Like I said, if that's real, to me, that's funny because again, listen, I'm not here to be, I'm not here to be boxing people. If one of these YouTubers, like if they really wanted, if they got upset to that point and they wanted to do like a celebrity, like a YouTuber boxing match, I'm not into this stuff. But if they felt a certain way about something that I said about them in a video, and that's where they wanted to take it, I'm all about it. I don't give a goddamn. And again, I don't need to get paid to do this stuff. I'll do it for free. It don't matter. Again, I'm not worried. I'm not afraid to get my ass whooped. Like, have I ever claimed to be John Wick on here? Have I ever I've never hyped myself up to be somebody that I'm not. That's the whole thing here. I'm keeping it real about myself. I'm not pumping up myself. I don't tell you guys I got a fancy job. I'm a freaking security man, security guard. There's nothing fancy about my job, y'all. All right, my wife makes more money than I do. I probably made like 3-4 times more money when I was a correction officer versus what I make today. All right, again, so I don't pump myself up. I don't have a fancy car. Like, are you again in my house? I told you, I just was able to get a house. I was fortunate to be able to afford a house up 2 years ago. Me and my wife, years, me and my wife grinding, trying to get our credit score. People won't give you a goddamn thing in this world if you don't got a goddamn reasonable credit score. It's a damn shame. They don't want to hear your story. They don't care none of that stuff. If you ain't got these numbers that they want to see. So again, thanks to the military, in my time in the military, I was able to use my VA loan, which would help me and my wife and my family afford a home. So again, man, I give you guys the real here, man. I don't make up nothing. You know how hard that was for me and my wife? And you know how small my house is, y'all? You know what, guys? You know what, though? I love my goddamn house, man. All right, it's one of the smallest houses on the block, man. But I love my goddamn house. It was built in 1953. But this house is a tank, man. It's a goddamn tank, this home. It just needed some TLC. And that's what I've been giving it, man. I've been busting my ass in this goddamn house. I told you, I ain't no Bob Vila. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of things my dad taught me is helping me now. What I tell you guys before, I didn't realize what it was to, like, sometimes when my dad was doing things and telling me things, I didn't realize until you start to get older and you start to be like, goddamn, thank you, Dad, man. So a lot of things that my dad had me do, I told you I did digging freaking holes. He had me out there in the yard helping him build things. That's helping me now. I was living in apartments my whole life with my wife, with my kid. Man, we were bouncing around from apartment to apartment, man. You trying to find an apartment that'll take your dog. I had a dog. They want to take a dog that was a certain size. You trying to find a certain place to live. These places are all expensive as hell. And don't nobody want to help you with no goddamn credit scores. You got a goddamn credit score. It don't matter what, you could be an axe murderer. With an 800 credit score, you get whatever the hell you want. You could be a hard-working person, and you made a couple of mistakes, right? And you're trying to get up out of that, and they don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear nothing, man. I've been keeping it real since day one on here. Day one. That's the real. That's the facts. And that's what's always going to be about on here. I ain't lying about nothing. I ain't got to lie about Michael Jordan. I don't got to lie about LeBron James. I don't got to lie about the 80s, the 90s, the guys before that, the guys after that. I don't got to lie about what I do, who I am, what I used to be, who I am now, where I'm going, why I'm here. You know why I'm here. I've been doing it. What you think we've been doing on here? We've been setting the record straight, y'all. And I appreciate you guys rolling with me while I've been doing this. Because I need backup sometimes. So again, I appreciate a lot of you guys shouting me out. You guys on other channels, I see you guys shouting me out sometimes, other channels. Again, so shout out to everybody out there been rolling with me. Like I told you, man, shout out to my man AOH. You know, we continue to do work on here. I told you, shout out to my man Dart that was up in here. I don't know if he's still here, but shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that I used to do content with. I don't really see that much anymore. My man Hoop God, like I said, NNB Sports. Shout out to all those guys, man, that I don't really see doing that much content anymore. I used to see this guy, what was his name? Brandon Love Sports TV. I don't see him no more making content. I hope everything's okay with him. Shout out to Brand Love Sports TV, man. You know, we done lost some soldiers along the way. My man GoCast Hoops, rest in peace of GoCast Hoops. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna keep pushing, man. We gonna keep setting the record straight. So again, I appreciate everyone who's been rolling with me. Like I said, for a midnight, anyone who just came on, to rolling with me. You know, and like I said, getting with me on this mission that we on, setting the record straight, man. Because again, I told you, it's very important because it's not about their opinions. It ain't like, oh man, why you care about these people's opinions, man? It ain't about these fools' opinions. It ain't never been about that. These fools can have opinions. Have your opinion, man. If you think what Nick Wright's been doing on his platform all these years is his opinion, that's trash. There's no way you can believe that. That is not opinion, man. That is Nick Wright telling you half-truths. That's Nick Wright not giving you any context. Zero context when he talks about Michael Jordan in these comparisons. Zero context of Kobe Bryant. Zero. That's trash, guys. We can't let that slide. Absolutely not. So I said, sometimes I might rub people the wrong way. I told you, some people, they're not going to do content with me anymore. Like Johnny Arnett, like Scap Attack. I'm not going to do content with them guys no more. Right? And that's okay. I don't care about that stuff. It don't matter to me. Because I've been keeping it real. And sometimes when you keep it real, it can go wrong. We know that can go wrong. Right? Because you have to be careful when you're keeping it real. Right? That's why you also have to be humble at the same time. But like I said, when I'm making a Dave Chappelle joke, but sometimes when you're keeping it real like this, you're going to lose people. You know what I'm saying? People are not going to be able to be around you. Because if these people are out here talking nonsense, I'm going to call it out. So when you think about some of these channels, and I told you guys, I'm not saying that these channels, like sometimes people will get upset with me with the Scap stuff. And I don't want to talk about Scap really, but sometimes people get upset with me. And they're like, yo, Sports and Fitness Rants, man, Scap is not a bad guy. He's not that bad and all this stuff. Why you got to be like that? You know, you guys used to do stuff together and this and that. And yeah, and I get that. But I told you, my problem with Scap has been that he's contradictory now to me. And again, he pretty much left us for the money. I told you, when you start doing stuff with guys like Jason Whitlock, and again, I've seen Scap on major platforms now. So again, he's about the money and the fame. But again, what he represents or what he initially represented, I respect. You started doing the LeBron James stuff. His LeBron James stuff was good, no doubt. His Kobe Bryant stuff is good, no doubt. But when you start doing the Jokic stuff, the way that you do it, you didn't just see. He ended up becoming the LeBron James fan of Jokic. Like he became a LeBron James type of fan in Jokic's way. He just made excuses for Jokic all the time. He should always get the MVPs. He has no help. Right? Like, that's LeBron James 101. That's his fan stuff. Blaming everybody. Oh, Murray's this, Murray's... I mean, goddamn. If I heard a Jokic fan talk about Jamal Murray one more time, goddamn, dude. Like, really? So again, and then again, on top of the way that you promote Kobe Bryant, we talked about it's contradictory. So all of those things to me, I'm like, come on, man. So again, Johnny Arnett, I went, and remember, let's keep it real. I've gone back and forth with all of these people on the cameras, on the live shows. If I didn't like something that Scap said, when he called Pippen and Shaq and Kobe the greatest duo of all time on one of the live shows, I stopped the live show, and I went back and forth on that. And I was like, what? No. I'm not buying. I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening to that crap. To me, no way am I gonna put Kobe and Shaq above Jordan and Pippen. No way. But he was trying to say that. So we're going back and forth about many things. Me and Johnny Arnett, we went back and forth. I remember one of the lives. We went back and forth on James Worthy and Scottie Pippen, right? And, you know, he claims to be a big-time Laker fan, right? His father was a Laker guy and taped all these games, and he watched all this stuff, right? He claims all this stuff that he watched growing up. He's been watching this stuff, right? He watched all this old stuff, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. No doubt about it, man. So we got into a conversation about James Worthy and Scottie Pippen. And he was talking about how Scottie Pippen would have been, you know, would have fit right in like James Worthy did if you would have taken Pippen and put him on the Lakers instead of James Worthy. And I made a comment and I said, he wasn't James Worthy though. He didn't have James Worthy's game. I wasn't saying that he wasn't better than James Worthy or James Worthy was better than him. That's not what I was saying. That's not what it was about. But I said he wasn't the same player as James Worthy. He didn't have the same touch. He wasn't the same kind of player. And, he made a comment about Scottie Pippen on the break with Magic Johnson. And I said, yeah, absolutely. Scottie Pippen was a fantastic fast break player. That was one of the areas that he was most effective, was on the break, extending. Scottie Pippen had great extension. Scottie Pippen, when he would come through the lane for a lot of those dunks, those tomahawk jams, great extension, Scottie Pippen. So absolutely no doubt about it. But again, we talk about James Worthy came into the league. Right? Again, we always fail to remember Scottie Pippen didn't just come in ready to go like that. And as great as Magic Johnson and the Lakers were, Scottie Pippen still needed years to develop. James Worthy was already a polished player when he came into the league. He had an overall offensive game. So when I talked about and I mentioned was that to me, James Worthy was a better shooter. He was a better overall offensive game to me than Scottie Pippen was. So if Scottie Pippen needs to run the point, right? The Scottie Pippen needs to run the point or initiate the offense in the triangle to help him be in the flow of the game, to help him. How are you going to do it with Magic Johnson? Not saying that you're not going to be helped or made greater with playing with Magic Johnson. You absolutely are. But again, where's the development coming from? There needs to be some development here. So to me, I think that when you talk about these players are close overall, but I would go with Scottie Pippen maybe, probably overall. But when I'm talking about with James Worthy, I told about what he could do as far as shooting his touch, the perimeter game of James Worthy. The things, if you look at the matchup in 91, if you look at some of the shots that James Worthy utilized in his overall repertoire, right? Pippen didn't have this kind of stuff. He did not. Now again, I'm not going to sit here and say that James Worthy was a high flyer Pippen, but James Worthy could throw it down. Right, he wasn't Pippen going to the hole, right, or slashing, but James Worthy could dunk the ball, right? He could go there and throw it down on you. But when you talk about the touch around the rim, to me, James Worthy had better touch around the rim than Scottie Pippen did. And to me, the jump shot, obviously goes to James Worthy. As far as to me, the jump shot and the jumper in the mid-range game and the touch of James Worthy. So when those were the things I was alluding to. But then me and him started getting into it, and he started to yell as if, I don't know. It's like, again, see, sometimes the way that I talk, right, the way that I'm speaking, people take offense to it. So they think I'm yelling at them. So then, because I'm speaking loudly, not necessarily yelling, they begin to yell. So Scap has yelled and gotten loud with me, and it's really funny when Scap tries to get that screechy voice and starts to really try to get loud. Same thing with Johnny Arnett. He got really loud and upset and started to try to make it seem like I was trying to, make some weird comparison when I wasn't. So, Johnny Arnett was supposed to do a video on LeBron James about the assists, the inflated assists and rebounds or whatever it was. He put a poll out on his channel, and he still never did the video. So now I see Johnny Arnett and Scab Attack making content together. To me, is laughable stuff. All right, so again, you have these two fools out here doing content together. When, like I said, to me, these guys, it's weak as hell, man, because they said you're fake as hell for saying you're going to do a video and then never doing it. All right, again, I'm real as hell, man. Everything that I've told you I was going to do on here or anything that I've done or I've done, I've done it on here. Like I said, I've been on camera since day one. I ain't hiding from nobody. I ain't hiding from nothing. What are we hiding from here? We're talking about sports. We're talking about basketball. Dudes out here trying to get crazy. Don't get crazy. Man, I tell you, man, it's like that scene from Tombstone. I don't know if you guys remember the scene from Tombstone, the movie Tombstone. There's a scene from the movie Tombstone with Ike Clanton, right? They're in the bar, and he's been drinking, right? He's kind of drunk. So, they pretty much tell him to go home, right? So he goes to the bar to collect his guns, right? Because you got to check your guns in at the bar, right? So he goes to the barkeep to get his guns. And when he goes to the bar, the bartender, he's like, hey, man, get my guns. And the bartender basically tells him to calm down, right? He tells him to go home and sleep it off. And when the guy comes back and gives him his guns, he takes his guns and slaps him right across the face. He slaps the bartender right in the face. He open hand slaps that man right in his chin. And he looks him dead in his eye and he says, I ain't gonna take no lip from no bartender. He goes, sometimes you gotta give someone a rap on the beard to get some respect around here. And that's what happens sometimes. Because we're out here on the YouTube streets and we're on social media, and I've been, doing things the way I've been doing things, people be talking away a certain way, acting a certain way, because they know I can't give them a rap in the beard. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have to do that. And I don't condone violence on my channel. That's not what it's about. But again, it's like I said, you crossing the line. You're a habitual line stepper. All right, you guys remember that? You stepped over the line several times. Several times, this guy. So again, when you step over the line like that, this is what's going to happen when you step over the line. And that's what happened here today with that clown NBA Sports News. So I guarantee you guys, I guarantee it, he's going to make a video about the interaction tonight on the live. I guarantee he's make a video on it. And he's going to sit there and talk about the police stuff. Again, it's weird stuff out here, guys. I don't understand, man. I told you it's weird. He claims to be 49 years old. So I want everyone to remember clown this clown because it's a 49-year-old acting like a straight, 15, 17-year-old. Once again, forgive me, guys, for not reading off your chats right away. Shout out to my man Machiavelli. Let's not forget Bootleg 23 bricking 11 straight shots in China. What fanboy's gonna say, right? That the rim was crooked? Yeah, some go. Exactly. Yo, shout out to Machiavelli. My man always coming through. You know what's funny, too, about that comment? If you guys remember, there was a thing that LeBron James also did that he went to, it was Kai Cenat's house, right? If you guys remember, at Kai Cenat's house, he put on a shooting display there also. And it was one of those LeBron James shooting displays, right? It was just embarrassing stuff again for an all-time great professional basketball player. You would think this guy would be money on the rim outside on the playground with no one guarding him. Dude, you're a professional basketball player, dude. I told you, I've been in rec leagues with guys who played overseas, not in the NBA. And if you left these guys open, they never missed. They never missed, guys. I told that story before. I specifically remember one guy from a rec league I was in, a shot to Hoop Heaven, the rec league, a 35 and up year old rec league that I was in. But was that 35 and up? Yeah, that was a 35 and up league. But shout out to Hoop Heaven in the league that I was in. And this guy, I remember his name, but this dude was money. Money. If he was open, it was going in. You're going to leave the dude open. Meanwhile, LeBron James go to Kai Cenat house, start breaking up shots over there also. And if you remember in that video, he started talking about how the backboard was crooked. He actually said that. He's like, yo, I think the backboard and the rim's a little crooked, man. If you guys remember, he said that in the video. Shout out to my man Machiavelli Don. 11 straight. This dude's a professional. He missed 11 straight shots. And instead of taking a couple of steps in, that's what really is stupid about that whole thing. You went out there, you did a couple of long threes. All right, no doubt, man. You missed a couple of threes. All right, whatever, man. You missed a couple of shots. Everyone's going to miss some shots, man. Easy to make shots, right, sometimes. So after that, I would have thought, in his mind, I would have been like, all right, let me get warmed up real quick, man. Let me do a couple of my tomahawk dunks. You know what I'm saying? Come down the lane with the Air James on, right? The Forever King James. Remember, he put Air James. He wrote Air James on the side of the Michael Jordans, Air Jordans. Like, how lame are you, dude? You put Air James on the side of a pair of Air Jordans? Wake me up when Michael Jordan puts Air James on the side of his Jordan sneakers, man. Get the hell out of here. Or you see, Michael Jordan wearing a pair of LeBrons and he puts Air James on this, or Air Jordan on the side. Get the hell out of here, man. So you have this dude out here, like I said, with all this nonsense, and instead of taking a couple of steps in, like I said, doing a couple of dunks maybe, taking a couple of steps in, knocking down a couple of mid-range jumpers, getting your rhythm, right, and then trying to do something. No, you continue to chuck those threes up. Who the hell did you think you were? I don't know, but you're not that guy, but you thought you were. See, that's LeBron James. Yeah, man. Go James, Brick. Go James. 11 times. I counted them, guys. 11. I counted them. 11. Might have been more, but there was at least 11. I know that for a fact. Shout out to Willie Williams for coming through. Why people blame Kobe for 04, but never talk about O'Neal, poor leadership? I mean, listen. Shout out to Willie Wynn. That's a great question. You talk about Kobe Bryant. in 2004. But again, like, I feel like a lot of the people that do bring up those instances for Kobe Bryant are the LeBron James fans, right? They love to bring up that for Kobe Bryant, and that's what they love to do. They love to highlight every other player's failures, their faults, right? Where they may have stumbled, right? Maybe they choked it up here. They didn't perform up to level there. They didn't save the day in the clutch this time. They love to bring those moments up for the other great players. Oftentimes, Kobe Bryant. They love to talk about Kobe Bryant versus the Phoenix Suns, right? They love to talk about Kobe Bryant, right, without Shaq. And they'll say, oh, he was being carried with Shaq. And then where was he without Shaq? And all this stuff. They love to make up these scenarios and, he needs Phil Jackson and all this stuff, man. They love to bring all these things up, but they never want to bring those things up about LeBron James. Whenever people bring about LeBron James' many faults and failures, because there are many of them, they tell you, oh, why you got to bring up negative all the time? Why y'all hating on LeBron? So we're hating, but you guys are spitting facts on Kobe and Magic and Bird, or Bill Russell when you say he played against white dudes, and Will Chamberlain's a loser. And you got people calling Will Chamberlain a losing stat pattern. Like, what? No one ever talked about Will Chamberlain like that when I was young. I told you guys, when the people that I was around, the people that I heard talk about Will Chamberlain, they talk about Will Chamberlain on another level, y'all. On another level. I don't know what the hell's going on now. Now again, Bill Russell just played against white dudes. Like, my goddamn. Bob Cousy can't dribble. What? The dude was doing things in an era where he couldn't go and look to see where to do this stuff. There was no one to study from. He was the originator of this stuff. Goddamn. What else more proof do you need that these dudes were doing things? They are the pioneers. So how can we criticize pioneers? I'm baffled. I really am baffled. Because again, if the players today had to play under the rules of that level, right? Under that level of officiating, now you would be like, damn, how are these guys supposed to do anything? Exactly. And those guys were doing stuff. They were doing things. That's what it was about. Now you got people talking about their field goal percentage. Oh, look at their field goal percentage back in 63. Oh, look at this guy's field goal percentage back in 57. And they're laughing. What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about? And they make it seem like anybody could walk off the street and play in the NBA in the 50s and the 60s. Oh, anybody could play. Everybody played. What? Barely anybody played. You had to be really good to get in the NBA. There wasn't a lot of spots. There wasn't a lot of teams. But all of a sudden now, anyone could play. They were professional basketball players. What are you talking about? Goodness, more professional than the guys today. And that's the facts. Oh, goodness gracious, man. They be blaming Kobe for that stuff, man, because they're a bunch of haters, man. That's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. Like I said, Shaq ain't going to get no blame because they need to lift Shaq up to take away from Kobe. There are a lot of things that went wrong for the Lakers that season. Remember, Karl Malone ended up getting injured. So that was a big hit for the Lakers that season. So, when you talk about them trying to come back that year, it was tough, man. It's tough. And again, the relationship between Kobe Bryant and Shaq, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't. They're all at fault, man, for that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's got to take some part in that, man. But LeBron James fans love to talk about Kobe all the time. Yo, shout out to Vicente Garcia. These kids don't argue to win. They argue to piss you off. That's a W for them. They don't have passion like we do towards things like sports, goofs. Exactly. Shout out to Vicente Garcia, my parking lot pimping, man. I appreciate you coming through. That means a lot. That's what I'm here about. I'm here for the fact, guys. And I told you, this is what it is for me. I'm here for this stuff. These guys can't touch me. And they can't faze me. None of these channels, these clown LeBron James channels, what? Come on, man. These guys are weak as hell. We as the kids, I prove it to you, they're kids. These kids can't. I'm a grown up, man. Like I said, they're children. So again, sometimes you have to put the children in their place. It's like that saying from the movie The Program. I remember the movie The Program. The quarterback Joe Kane, he used to always talk about put the women and children in bed and go looking for dinner. right? Sometimes you got to put the women and children to bed, man. So we had to put the children to bed earlier, you know what I'm saying? And just let them know, what the deal is. People out here, like I said, talking crazy. They're talking to adults crazily. You're a youngster. Again, respect your elders, man. You tell he's 49. You ain't 49, man. The hell out of here, man. I'm older than you, man. You're a straight punk ass kid out here. I told you, straight punk, man. That's what you are. Pink Lady Scorpio, shout out to Pink Lady Scorpio dropping the jewels. I appreciate you guys dropping the jewels down. Raider Nation, again, that means a lot. For real, Willie Williams, man, the jewel things is really funny to me. I really appreciate the jewel things. Breezy Wulong, when did LeBron become better than Duncan? Absolutely, he never did. Never did. I don't remember ever LeBron James being greater than Tim Duncan. So, it's the facts. There's no way in hell that I'm putting LeBron James. I did a video on that actually, LeBron James and Tim Duncan and why, I would never put LeBron James above someone like Tim Duncan and what Tim Duncan represented. Again, a lot of these, they'll try to point to Tim Duncan's failures or times that he lost or the players he played. Oh, Tim Duncan had Tony Parker and David Robinson and Manu Ginobili, Greg Popovich. No doubt about it. So the LeBron James fans would love to attack those kinds of angles, which is weird to me again because they won't just promote LeBron James' resume versus Tim Duncan's resume. Because when you look at Tim Duncan's resume versus LeBron James' resume, and then you check on the details of the resume, exposed. LeBron James exposed versus Tim Duncan. All right? He don't have the longevity of Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was a defensive anchor for damn near 20 straight seasons. A defensive anchor. LeBron James can never be an anchor like that. LeBron James never played defense like Tim Duncan for that long, like Tim Duncan did. LeBron James should have Tim Duncan's all defensive teams. He should have that many. That's where he should be. But he's nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. That's what Tim Duncan was doing, y'all. All right, that's called consistency. Tim Duncan is one of the kings of consistency. Right? That man was always there, right? Again, always there playing defense, being that anchor for the Spurs. So that consistency allowed a franchise like the San Antonio Spurs to move all these different pieces around Tim Duncan over the years. So yeah, the Spurs never won back-to-back championships. To me, I think that, hurts some of their dynasty conversation, like as far as like where you would rank them as far as dynasties, because they, never won back-to-backs. However, when you think about the championships they won in the span that they won, even if we don't include 2014, if we just think about 99, 03, 05, 07, I mean, if you think about that way, I mean, almost winning every odd year is pretty spectacular when you think about some of the pieces and the players that they moved on and off the roster, even though you had Tim Duncan there and, David Robinson would leave after, I believe, 03, I think he left, right? And then you would get guys like Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker, right, over those years. But they would bring in other guys, right? Boris Diaw's and Steven Jackson's, Matt Bonner. I mean, they bring in all kinds of weird players. Francisco Elson and what was the other guy's name? Goodness gracious. Tiago Splitter, right? They'd have different kinds of players on the roster over the years that Tim Duncan was there. They had Richard Jefferson on the San Antonio Spurs during Tim Duncan's time. Mario Elie was on the Spurs. Robert Horry was on the Spurs. Just all kinds of players. These are guys that you forgot. I think I remember Kevin Willis being on the Spurs. Tracy McGrady was on the Spurs, if I remember. I mean, it's just crazy the different players that they brought on and off that roster. And Tim Duncan was always there, man, for them. Always there. So, again, shout out to Tim Duncan. But, yeah, LeBron, I'm not putting LeBron just above Tim Duncan. No way in hell. No way, guys. Oh, man. Yo, I want to say thank you to all you guys again. One more time before I go off the live tonight. Again, I really appreciate you guys on a Sunday night coming and rolling with me. We had to set the record straight on some of these clowns, on particular, that one clown in particular. And, again, these people that make these channels and videos responding to me or about me, right, or a video I did, that's great. I don't care because, again, a lot of these guys, some of these guys, they won't put themselves on camera. They really won't, all right? And like I said, it's really sad when they come out here and they try to make these personal accusations or attacks, but they're not willing to throw themselves on camera either. To me, that's lame as hell. Again, that guy is not, to me, in my opinion, a basketball channel. He's way beneath me. He's nowhere on my level, guys. Nowhere. He don't talk about basketball, guys. You're not going to gain any level of knowledge or education from someone like that. And listen, I gravitate towards some of these channels, right? That are out there representing, man. And again, some channels I was friends with, or if you want to call it friends, or I was acquaintances with, and I did content with, but I don't with anymore, and that's okay with me. I don't care. So again, I represent and recognize guys like Uncommon Sense. Like I said, I've been subscribed to his channel for a while now, Uncommon Sense. And he continues to put out content, and he continues, like I said, fight the good fight out here, and stand up and set the record straight too on a lot of this nonsense that we've been dealing with. You guys know I continue to do work with AOH and Speem in the real Siberius, right? We continue to do these kinds of things. But like I said, I've done work with all kinds of people on here. I've done content with the Will Chamberlain Archive. And so shout out to Will Chamberlain Archive in the content that he continues to put out. Like I said, a true historian of the game, putting out real legit content that you can gain understanding. You can gain something from this stuff that the Will Chamberlain Archive is putting out. All right. So again, shout out to him. Shout out to the Basketball Time Machine. I've seen that guy around. I've been subscribed to his channel for a while now. Shout out to him. I did some response videos, to a couple of things that he had done before that maybe I didn't agree with. So shout out to my man over at the Basketball Time Machine. Shout out to my man over the Basketball Show and the work that he does over there. Again, shout out to Uncut Hoops. Listen, I remember Uncut Hoops when he was on Instagram, when I believe he was like MJ's GOAT or something like that. And I remember him, I was on Instagram when I was doing that CrossFit thing. I remember that was one of the things that we were trying to do and branch out. And I remember I started Instagram, and, we were doing a lot of fitness stuff, and, we were putting a lot of workouts and we're promoting the business on there. And I had just gotten into Instagram, and, I saw this channel, this page popping up a lot, this Michael Jordan page. And then I remember him saying that he was going over to YouTube and he was closing down the Instagram page. He was no longer going to be associated with that page anymore. And he was going over to YouTube. So shout out to Uncut Hoops. Again, I appreciate my man Uncut Hoops and the work that he does over there. Shout out to Sean David, I guess his name is, over at the Basketball Time Machine. Like I said, a lot of the guys, they said, that continue to put out a good work and represent for the older generation, because like I told you guys on the other live show, I didn't even realize that I had been studying for these kinds of things my entire life, because we were just watching this stuff growing up, right? So now all these years later, that era is under attack. So it just so happens that because we watched this stuff growing up, we were such huge fans of the game back then, indirectly, we were getting prepared to set the record straight and stop the lies and the narratives against these clowns out here that think that they know what they're talking about when they clearly don't know. Yo, shout out to my man G, the Great One, with coming through the suit. My guy Robin, salute. This is guys who I appreciate you guys. Shout out to my man G, the Great, because he's been a real one. He's been a true supporter for my channel for a long time now. I appreciate it. Mike Larry, did you check my email about NBA Sports? New man, you late. Mike Larry, tell me you just got here, my man. Tell me you just got here, because we don't flame broiled. We don't listen. I don't like to use the term cook a lot and try to brag about myself here, or to my own horn, so to speak, man, and say that I was cooking out here. Y'all in the chat, tell me what happened earlier as it pertains to the NBA sports news. Let my man Mike Larry know that he needs to rewind this live, because we put it on NBA Sports News. He came through the chat, NBA Sports News, and I called him out to go do a live as I was doing my live, and I told him to put himself on camera, because that's what I told him originally when he responded that he didn't do. And I told him, anyone that wants to be a party of NBA Sports News could leave the chat and go join his live. And I told him to go do the live, but he didn't want to do it. So I told him, listen, I gave him like 20 minutes. I was cooking this dude for like 20. I might even been longer than that I was going in on this clown, letting him know the deal, that he don't know me like that. Before I ended up blocking him from the chat, because again, dude is lame, and again, he claims to be 49 years old, and I highly doubt that. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say I highly doubt it, because in this world that we live in now, yeah, I can see it. We have a lot of quote unquote grown-ups that act like a bunch of goofy ass kids, man. So again, I'm expecting too much from a 49-year-old. Apparently, this dude is weak as hell. So we Shout out to all you guys that were saying, once again, you guys let him know in the chat also the dude was weak, man. He just kept calling me a policeman. I'm not a policeman, guys. I'm not. You want me to bring my wife on the chat? Nah, she's sleeping, but still. But I mean, like, come on, this is weak stuff. And like I said, for you to be 49 and be worried about me being a police officer when we're making YouTube videos about basketball and sports, fitness and health in regards to me, I mean, this is just, I said, these guys are weird. But this is what we deal with now. So again, man, you know, shout out to my man Mike Larry. Go back, listen to what I said early, because I came out swinging like my man Mike Tyson when he came out of prison against, what's that dude's name? What was it? Galata or something like that? I can't remember who Mike Tyson came out and just knocked the dude out in like 90 seconds when he first came out of jail. That's how I came out today with this dude, NBA Sports News, you know, whatever he changed his name to. He used to be Jordan versus LeBron. Maybe a lot of you guys are more familiar with Jordan versus LeBron when I say that. But I told you, man, and like I said to the dude when he was here, I tried to extend the olive branch to him. Oh, McNeely, that's what it was. Shout out to Gino Panzilli, McNeely, yeah. McNeely came out swinging too, but Tyson came out swinging too, man, and that was a quick one. I remember I remember I was watching that as a kid. I remember all the celebrities that were there. It was like, I think Michael Jordan might have been there, as a matter of fact, at that fight. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think, was there. I'm trying to think. I think Jim Carrey was there. Who else? I'm trying to think if I remember. I think Muhammad Ali was there. But yeah, shout out to all you guys out there, man. It means a lot for real. For you guys to continue to come through, support the live, support my channel. Like I said, I know maybe sometimes, you know, you guys don't agree with something I say, or I say something, you know, that like I said, maybe I'm abrasive with some of this stuff, and some people get upset with how I come across. So again, forgive me. But this is just me, man. It's who I am. Like, that was part of the reason. But like I told you guys, that my favorite Marvel superhero was Wolverine. And I had this big Wolverine poster in my room. When I was growing up, I had Wolverine, and I had a bunch of, you know, I had Emmitt Smith, and I told you I had a Jerry Rice poster. I obviously had a bunch of Michael Jordan posters on my wall. But I remember I had this big Wolverine poster on my wall, and I always loved Wolverine because of his attitude. Right? He was a rude dude. He was an attitude. And like Wolverine, I'm the best at what I do. Right? That's what Wolverine used to say. I'm the best at what I do. And that's what I'm out here doing, man. All right? Ain't no one doing it like me on here. Man, LeBron James be using Wolverine. That actually offends me. That's why I bring that up often. For LeBron James to, you know, always constantly bring himself and compare himself to Wolverine. I'm offended by that as a, you know, a fan of Marvel comics and, you know, playing the video games and, like I said, collecting the cards, the Marvel cards. When I was young, I collected those cards. I still have Marvel cards now. I'm offended that you're comparing yourself to a Wolverine, because Wolverine was tough, man. And we talked about a lot of that stuff. But Wolverine was a rude dude, man. He had an attitude problem. Let's be real about it. And again, that was part of like who I am. Like, I remember like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, my favorite Ninja Turtle was Raphael. Raphael was known for having an attitude. If you all remember the Ninja Turtles, they all had different personalities, right? And Raphael was known for being the rude guy, right? He was known for being the attitude guy, the guy that was like hard-headed. That's me. That's Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm hard-headed. I'm the rude guy. I'm the rude dude on YouTube, man. All right? Because I'm not going to let you fools come out of here and talk crazy. I'm not going to let you fools come out here and talk reckless. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And I'm always going to keep it real with you guys. Always. Because I've told you guys, man, and I've been real about this since day one on here. I've been telling you guys about things like honor, class, integrity, earning respect, standing on the principles and the values. It's not about being perfect. None of us are perfect human beings, perfect men, perfect women. It's not about being perfect, but holding yourself to these values. Because when you do, when you go to, as you grow up, right, and you think about these things more, it means more. So as you're young, honor really maybe may not mean that much to you when you're young, or integrity, it may not mean much to you. Class maybe doesn't mean much to you at that age, and earning respect. But as you get older, you're supposed to grow and understand that grown-ups are supposed to have these kinds of qualities about them. A grown-ass man is supposed to stand on things, stand on business. So I've been doing that since I've been on here. So I've been keeping it real and talking to you guys about that kind of stuff, man. All right, and what I represent on this channel, right, and how I view a lot of this stuff. And a lot of you guys feel the same way. So, again, man, I appreciate all support from all you guys out there, man. I hope I didn't miss anyone's supers. Again, shout out to my man, G the Great One, for coming through with another jewels, with more jewels. You guys continue to drop it, man. It means a lot. I appreciate you guys, man, for real, man. Shout out to Ant Weston out there, Gino Panzini. I appreciate you. Yeah, you know, what's funny is that the Ninja Turtles, just me and four of my brothers, so that we had different like personalities, kind of like, and you know, we're similar in some ways, but I'm different in a lot of ways. And again, like I said, I told you my nickname was Oscar the Grouch growing up, man. They would call me Oscar the Grouch because I said I was like that. But you know, my one brother loved Leonardo, my other brother loved Michelangelo, my other brother loved Donatello, so it just worked out that way. But like I said, I always loved Raphael. He was always my favorite one, but we all loved the Ninja Turtles overall. But I was just making a reference to, like, you know, some of the characters, you know, even movies, and you know, just who I am overall. That's just my personality. So I said, if I've offended people on here, sometimes I want to offend people on here. More often than not, I do want to offend people. I've told you guys, I do mean this with all due disrespect. More often than not. But sometimes maybe I commented back to somebody and I didn't mean to come across a certain way, and I came across a certain way to them, and they you know, they felt a certain way. They were upset with me. Maybe they unsubscribed to my channel. You know, whatever it is. So forgive me if I did do that. But again, man, these fools out here don't know me, but they think they do because I continue to keep it so real and tell you guys and represent out here. Shout out to my man, the Real Siberius. Yeah, I've been cooking and I've been lining up on fire for these last 2 hours, Real Siberius. Again, I was watching, listening to you guys live earlier. Shout out to the work you guys did this morning, this afternoon. Too bad I couldn't be there with you guys, man, because some of those highlights and some of that film you guys were looking at the beginning there, that was some great stuff. So again, yo, shout out to my man, East B. I feel you, man. East B always been around for a minute now. It's day one, man. Yeah, the double side. That was, yeah, for real. You know, like I said, Raphael wasn't playing no games. Like I said, he was always like the tough one to me, right? Like, he wasn't going to back down. He wasn't going to take no crap from the foot soldiers. Again, right, shout out to the Ninja Turtles, man. Shout out to all you guys, like I said, man. Again, we relate to a lot of this stuff. Again, shout out to Real Siberius for coming through, man, and jumping in the chat. You guys know the Real Siberius. I see you guys shouting them out in the chat. So again, man, I appreciate all you guys out there, man, for coming through, supporting me as always. This was a great live. I didn't know I was going to go this long, but again, you guys just keep me going. You guys said by just, you know, talking and conversating in the chat and contributing. And we're always going to be here. And I'm going to continue to do these videos as long as they're out here doing and putting out this crap content. These clowns from the Score Society and the Basement Boys and Chilltown Hoops, right? And the Player's Choice. As long as all these clowns keep putting trash content out, and I'm going to be here to set the record straight, these fools, FYF Sports and the GOAT James Kingdom. These clowns, man. And remember, you're not gaining anything from those channels, guys. They're not giving you anything. I always try to give you me, guys. At least I'm giving you me, man. All right? And I'm giving you the perspective, my perspective. And I try to give you guys the facts. Always try to give you guys the facts. Yo, I appreciate you, East B, man, coming through on the live, man. I hope you're doing good. It's good to see you come through the live. Like I said, you guys are true supporters. Speedy Eagle, I appreciate it. My man, Bookie Allen, thank you very much. It means a lot for you guys to come through. Richard, thank you very much. Again, Pink Lady Scorpio, always in the chat. Socks R2B. It means a lot, man. You guys are funny. Newman, what up? Shout out to Dana Green. I don't know if Dana Green's up in here. She got upset with me the other day. If it's a woman, forgive me if it's not. But Dana Green was upset. I didn't shout Dana Green out in the last live. And Dana Green's always been coming through, always been a true supporter. Again, shout out to Lynetta 42, who's always here, coming through. It means a lot, like I said, man, to see the same names over and over again. I try to make a lot of you guys moderators so that you guys can, you know, I give you guys something, man. So you guys can, you know, sometimes we get some weirdos saying weird stuff. For the most part, the people that I attract to my channel, the live shows, y'all are real, true basketball fans. Again, I don't have a bunch of goofy-ass weird people out here, man. But we get a lot of weird, goofy-ass people in those people's channels, in the comment section in those channels. Go look at the weirdos they attract. That guy, NBA Sports News, go look at the comments on the video he did about me calling me the police and I'm MJ Buttlicker. A buttlicker? Was that supposed to hurt my feelings? He called me a butt licker. He's like, I'm licking your butt. God damn. God damn. I told you, Jordan don't owe me nothing. I owe Michael Jordan, man. I owe all of those guys. All of them. So again, thank you, like we always say. Thank you to all of those great professionals. All those great players. Thank you to those guys, man, for going out there and giving us that. They gave us the golden era. No matter what those fools say, they're never going to be able to take that away. You can't rewrite that. And we're here to make sure they don't. They're never going to be able to rewrite the All-Star game. They can't rewrite that. We saw that. We watched it happen. I just told you guys about Magic Johnson in 92. Remember, the fans voted Magic Johnson there. The fans did. They wanted Magic there. And Magic Johnson obliged. And what did he do for us? He put a freaking show on, man. God damn. So again, thank you to all you guys. Real recognize, remember that. That's not just a saying that I just used to use. Real recognize real. You ever come across people and you get a bad vibe from them off the jump? And then you start to get people's opinion of this person, right? And their opinion of this person is in line with how you felt and thought when you first met that person. Has it ever happened to you? It happens to me all the time, guys. I meet people, interact with people, and in the back of my mind, I might think to myself, this person's an a-hole. I don't really like this person. Something ain't not vibing with this person, man. And then all of a sudden, you'll start to find out from other people, this guy is an a-hole. This person is not a nice person. It's not a good person. It's maybe this person's a snake. You gotta watch out. There was a lot of people like that when I worked in the jail. All right? Because in law enforcement, where I was at in the sheriff's department, man, you had a lot of snakes there. You had we called them rats. That's what we called them in the jail. They were rats. People will rat you out, man. You think someone's your friend, and they will rat you out. They will turn on you, man. They'll turn on you fast. I had a lot of people turn on me in there, guys. You find out who your friends are when your back is up against the wall, right? And a lot of people turned on me in there. People I thought was cool with me, haven't heard from them since I stopped working at that place, man. It's weird stuff out there, guys. But this is what happens out there, man. These are the people you're going to come across. So again, I told you guys, this is what we have here on my channel, all right? I attract these kinds of real basketball fans because you guys are recognizing the real. So again, this is what you see, right? I told you, man, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, man. But I tell you what I do know and what I'm good at. I'm a good judge of character. I'm a good judge of things like this, man. So again, I'm not going to get behind someone like LeBron James just because everyone's trying to tell me that he's great, because I can see he's not great. And again, he don't stand on nothing, man. Don't stand on nothing. So I appreciate you guys again. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Thanks again, man, for everyone that came through. Again, my man Mike Larry, go check the beginning of that live, man, for real. Because we went in today. You guys know the deal, man. Like I said, man, I enjoy this connection that I have with y'all, man. You guys are my peoples. All right, again, man, we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep rolling. And I hope you guys continue to roll with me, man. Again, man, like I said, it means a lot. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.